And we are live. Welcome, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday to each and everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful and productive week and have had a wonderful start to the rest of weekend. Happy Friday again, each and everyone. Happy Friday to those in television land. Happy Friday to our silent viewers. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Happy Friday to those over on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining in as well. And for our continued supporters, really love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for continuing to come each and every Friday supporting us. We really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. And that person on Facebook who, as we start, always give us a share out. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Right, to everyone in the chat. Truck Life, welcome, welcome. Saying fully active. Nice thumbnail. Thank you. Sunshine, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Hope everything is going well so far. And Jamfet Jamaican Vibes in France, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday to you over there in France. Hope all is well. I know it's wee hours, so I really appreciate you being here. Sassy Diva, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining. Daniel is in the building. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Truck Life is saying, nice shirt, Mr. Byron.
Bless up yourself, Truck Life. Thank you for that.
So salutations going on all around. And he's saying, looking beautiful as always, Mrs. Ann. Thank you so much. Truck Life really appreciates
Sister Tara
that compliment there. And Sister Tara J Blogs and Dialogues is in the building, saying blessings to everyone. Thank you so much for joining, Tara, and happy Friday to you. So, as you can see, the topic for this week is SSL wounds worsening. Corrupted politician allegedly stole billions of taxpayers' dollars. But before we get into the discussion, I just want to highlight that regarding the situation with the children at the place of shelter that's managed by the government, I see that Rosalie Gage Gray, she was fired. So I just want to just give a big shout out and well done to everyone who went out and demonstrated, placarded, and did everything that they could to let their voices be heard for all these children that were in supposedly to be in a place of safety that were unsafe. Now that she's gone, because obviously she wasn't doing her job properly, then we need to get rid of the predators now because they're still in there. And those who also saw what was happening and gave a blind eye, they need to go. So hope that they will put some measures in place where they can vet these people before they're employed, so that what has happened to especially Monique and others does not happen to anybody else. Because it doesn't make sense to take a child out of a so-called bad situation and put them into a worse one. So hopefully the government have some plans and some measures in, on the table to weed out all these predators and child molesters and have putting measures in place to vet those who are to come to take care of these children. Okay, welcome, Marlon. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh, he's here. Talk about the worst traffic fines that have become effective in Jamaica. Okay. the tickets. Okay, we're gonna get to that. And also my condolences to the family of that 9-year-old little girl who was raped and murdered.
Whoa.
I don't know. I really don't know what to say because it's just getting worse. And people need to stop shielding these people who they know are doing these things. They need to stop shielding them. So my condolences to the family and friends, schoolmates of this little girl. It is just such an unfortunate situation. Although they have someone in custody, I hope that the officers and whoever is investigating do their due diligence and make sure the right person is punished and punished for a long time. Right? So Baron, Miss Brown, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining. She said, Mrs. and Mr. B, happy Friday to you
All
as
right.
well. And one love to everyone, one love to you as well. So I am going to turn over to Baron so that he can do his thing.
Yes, once again, thank you, wifey, for that. And of course, for you to speak on the issues as well. We want to say, a special thanks to Andre Stevens for that, to being the pioneer of that march,
Yes.
right, that healed some success. So that goes to, to say that, of course, social media, right, is leading the task, carrying the banner, right, in ensuring, right, that justice being carried through where justice supposed to carry through. Now, having said this, you have seen the topic, guys, and I want to, organize my thoughts as it relates to some information that I have here. Right. Earlier this week, one of my, best friends, of course, sent me some information regarding to, a seasoned politician, right, who had and still have grave concern, right, about the future generation, right, where Jamaica is concerned. But he had made some extremely damning allegation. And, I know that some people are going to say, well, all right, he's a politician. What he said is political and so forth. But for me, although he's a politician and he's a seasoned politician, right, I tend to be analytical in terms of what he said and having an understanding of what is playing out in front of our very eyes, right, with this particular government. So then it is a concern that if this information, I want to be carefully craft this. So if this information is true any at all, it is extremely damaging to every single Jamaican. And it is time now for us to come out of the partisan mentality and think about all of us as Jamaican. Think about Jamaica first. Because I am going to play a clip and I want for all of you to see where I'm gathering the source, right? And whatever you think about it, right? The allegation is damning, and that is what we are going to speak about. Now, I will do some leads in terms of that allegation before I play it. That what we are seeing with SSL, right? Could it be a pattern that follows SSL? And this is why the entire situation is such a grave one. So without any further ado, I am going to play that clip for us all to really take it in, process it in our minds, and we are going to analyze it and discuss it. So without any further ado, stand by and let me play this clip.
first one.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I'm just gonna share the screen.
Let me tell you the problem. And people don't seem to understand this part of it. Money is not easy to come by. You ask people for donations and so on. They give you some. I don't want to tell you who was Oswest's largest donor. I don't want to tell you who gave him the most money. But I'll tell you this. Much of the money that the Labour had spent in this election was money that they stole from the people themselves. They stole that money and they stored a part of it to use in buying votes. It is not through the generosity of others that they were able to get the whole set of money that they had. This was as a result of them stealing $14 billion from the public purse. 14 billion, that's $4.6 million from every single Jamaican, including the baby, including the beggar who was to pay GCT. And then they took it and they bought my black brothers and sisters. This is a return to slavery. That's what it is. But this time is not the white man buying the black man. It's the black man putting up himself for sale to anybody, whether black or white. My brother, we are going.
Are you sick of having issues with your
All right.
webinars, wasting tons of time?
All right, my ardent listeners. Right, there you have snippet of what KD Knight stated. And let me say that KD Knight, of course, is a member of the People's National Party. Right? And as I said before, that, people can allude whether or not it is just purely political or it is the truth. So let me just say that KD Knight also is a QC lawyer. And I would presume that KD Knight would be very careful in terms of such allegation, which is very serious. But one of the reasons why Mystic Sensation is going to put some thought into what KD Knight said is to the fact that we have seen signs, so many signs as it relates to this government, right? So many signs of institution just gone rogue in every aspect. So many signs that persons that close to the Prime Minister have found themselves in all sorts of questionable situations. From Rural Reid in the Ministry of Education, right? And the list goes on. And from the Prime Minister, again, has an account, a profile account in SSL from 2008, and somehow 2021 just withdrew his account. And when you factor all of the situations of so many institutions, under the leadership of this Prime Minister, we have to put what KD Knight said in some thought process. Because what KD Knight said as a result of what he alleged, that money was stolen to run the political campaign for 2016, which resulted in the Jamaica Labour Party being successful, and that the debt burden of each Jamaican is $4.6 million. Now, I'm going to say something, people, and I'm just showing this out there because I have no evidence. But for a critical thinker, right, like myself and many others, of course, now we are going to throw in the SSL situation, because we know that, all right, the parish council election is going to be this year, right, or early next year. Put it, right? So we know that the parish council election is just right around the corner. And what we have, SSL saga, billions be missing. I want to throw this out there, right? That I will not be surprised if what KD Knight says may very well have some connection with SSL, right, as it relates to what KD Knight said in terms of the government, right, had stolen billions of dollars from the taxpayers' coffers. How truthful that is, I don't know. I don't have that evidence. But that's why I play the source, right, for us all to hear it. Now, I am going to, one of the reasons why this has to be suspicious is when you look on the breaking down of controls within SSL and the lack of accountability of FSC that fail to follow up and fail, right, to cancel the license of SSL. And you wonder, how could SSL, and as what the company put it, want to seem like Jean Panton is so smart that she outsmarted everyone in the company for over 13 years, missing all those internal audits, right? I am someone who do audit partially on a monthly basis and know very well, right, how the auditing system works, and know that I can say that would be highly impossible for Jean Panton to have spent over 13 years undetected, right, until she gave confession. And prior to her giving confession, right, she was terminated by, SSL. Is this all in the smooth plot? But let me say this, that I also heard Minister Nigel Clark speaking futuristically. And if people notice that Nigel Clark, whenever it comes to the FBI investigation, Nigel Clark always make futuristic reference. and that is my point of reference tonight, is the FBI will be in charge of this investigation. Is Nigel Clark only doing that political rhetoric, but carefully stating the FBI to involve, and the FBI is going to investigate? And those futuristic reference, I take keen note of them. Let me quote what Nigel Clark stated, open quote. Dr. Nigel Clark, open quote, stated that he has great confidence in the capacity and determination of the investigative body to unravel all aspects of the fraud committed. Now, I have a problem with this up until this point. One of the reasons why I have a problem with this, because as we all know, people, Jean Panton had already given a confession statement. Had already given a confession statement. As I speak, Jean Panton, right, has not been charged. Has not been charged. Now, I am going to cut here and show you something that I don't understand, with the system. Now, the DPP, Paula Llewellyn, right, is asking for our patience as it relates to SSL. And I got a source of information from one of the channels that I always listen to, which is Jamaica Buzz. Big up Jamaica Buzz. And I heard Jamaica Buzz was playing a response from the DPP, right? And what the prosecution has said. I am going to play it for people to listen. And I am so much suspicious of what the prosecution is saying. So let me play it and we all listen.
We have more prosecutions of corruption matters. Why don't we have more prosecutions of politicians or anybody else, people within the financial industry? But I say again, this is not CSI or law and order. Very often, you are investigating or you're prosecuting, and one of your witnesses or two of your witnesses were willfully blind. They knew what was happening in terms of the fraud. But whether because of, I call it, professional incest, or because they lacked the cojones, or because they were, or a third party connected to them was getting something out of it, in the middle of the trial, where you have 7, 8 accused, 7 lawyers, and it's very tension-filled, the case. And you have the investigator say, oh, due to an oversight, we didn't give you this video that we have of the raid or the search that we made of the main accused man's premises where you collected so much documentary material.
You might be seeing certain things surfacing on social media or elsewhere, you might hear certain things, but there's certain law in relation to admissibility of the confession. So, do you want us to take the chance now? Just rely on the confession, and then when it goes to court, because of certain issues, for instance, it wasn't voluntarily given or they weren't cautioned, for instance, then that caution statement is not admitted, and then we have nothing else. It takes longer. There's a lot of evidence that we need to obtain to actually bring forth a successful case. There's a lot of tracing. So you have to go through phone records, bank records, speak to witnesses. Because the thing is, you don't want to rush the investigation. And then the problem is now, when we go to trial, we can't mount a successful prosecution.
Our people. You hear what?
Well, let me stop there. And big up Jamaica Buzz. I got that little information from Mr. Buzz there. So it is my time to speak on what you have heard and what the prosecutors are saying, why they have to be executing due diligence. People, right off the bat, that is foolishness. And I'm going to explain to you why that is foolishness. One of the prosecutor, not Paula Llewellyn, right, stating that and gave her scenario that they don't want to hurry a case through the court system, and then if it is a case that it may have involved a caution statement, and during the trial, right, the judge discovered that the caution may not have done properly. And so then the judge would have thrown out that case. I can't believe that this is the explanation that coming from the DPP. Really and truly, coming from the DPP, as to say, okay, their tardiness in terms of getting involved with this case, right? And have someone charged who confess to a crime. I am not saying that due diligence must not be done. Of course, due diligence has to be done. But let me say this and let people understand, right? Clearly. Now, when the investigators are investigating whatever case, and particularly high-profile case, based on what the prosecutor said, that if they hurried that case through the court, and the judge realized that, okay, the person was not cautioned properly, and so then the judge will dismiss the case as it relates to the lack of procedure. Now, you know what the prosecutor is admitting to? What Paula Llewellyn is admitting to? And I want, whether lawyers or anyone who can, speak on this matter. They are admitting that they themselves, right, are not supervising, right, or assessing these investigator reports prior to submission. Because if an investigator done a case as it relates to a caution statement that they are relying on, right, that the person make a confession as it relates to Jean Panton, said, okay, I did it. So let me tell you the procedure now. So if Jean Panton informed the police that she did it, what the police is going to do is going to caution Jean Panton. What is a caution? The caution simply means that the police has to explain to Jean Panton her rights, right, in terms of avoiding her not to self-discriminate. And so then the police has the right in the process, in collecting that statement, to caution her before Jean Panton give that statement. The caution would go something like this. Do you wish to say anything? You are not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so. Whatever you say, Jean, is going to be taken down in writing and will be given in evidence. Now, people, you know what the prosecution has just stated to us? So when you have a case like this, right? And the prosecution, it reaches the prosecution who is going to prosecute this case. It is the prosecution team responsibility to go through the entire case file and ensure, okay, all right, Jean Panton had given a confession. Did the police caution Jean Panton? So the prosecutor would have looked through that file to see if the caution statement is there. It is the prosecution responsibility. So then, if a case goes through to trial and the judge has to find out that, it simply means that the investigator made a blatant error. And not only that the investigator made a blatant error, also the prosecutors did not dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's, looking through the file. Looking through the file, the prosecutor are the one is going to prosecute that case. And so the prosecutor should be saying to his or herself, do I have all the necessary evidence to prove this case? Do I have all the information? Do I have all the procedures? Let me check. Check one. All right, caution statement given, the police done the caution correctly and so forth. So then what the prosecutor is saying as it relates to, you understand, sort of delay and asking us for time and patience. It is the prosecutor, right, responsibility to ensure that when the investigators, right, investigate them case and complete their file and send it on, right, and submitted it, right, the prosecutor is going to take it, right, because they are the one now who's going to prosecute the case, right, they are the one who's going to take the case to trial. So when the prosecutor look through the case, you're going to say to us that it is the prosecution missed the caution statement, the police missed the caution, and the prosecution missed the caution, right? That's crazy, right? So it goes to show you that high-profile cases, right, as according to the prosecutor, right, that is what is happening in those high-profile cases. All right, so as it relates to, what we spoke about, Nigel Clark. Let us go back to now Mr. Nigel Clark, right? What he stated, that he have great confidence, right? Now, people, look, the great confidence that Nigel Clark is talking about, I am going to show you something. I am going to play another clip and show you as it relates to what SSL had attempted. Remember last week, for persons who came through and spent some time with Mystic Sensation Friday, remember I spoke about modus operandi. There was a particular reason. Hi, Sister Tara.
Hello.
Thank you for being up here, Tara.
Welcome, Tara. Happy Friday.
Same
Right.
to you.
Exactly. So last week, Friday, when I spoke about modus operandi, it was a particular reason why I spoke about modus operandi. The reason why I spoke about modus operandi was for you to understand Ukraski behavior that occurred in 1995. And I told you what modus operandi is, right? Is the signature behavior, right, of the particular criminal, right? So you know that, okay, if a particular crime done, you know that, okay, more likely that this is X who had done this crime because of his signature behavior. People, last week I said that in 1995, Ukraski involve, right, with Dr. Carl Chen, right, Chen Young, as it relates to them, try to hide away assets or winding up those companies, right? Now, if you look, remember that you, Krasky, had done that on hide stocks. You understand, for Paul Cheng Young. Remember, I proved it with the document last week, Friday. So people, listen now. Last week, Friday, when I told you about the 1995 situation with you, Krasky, and Paul Cheng Young, I am going to play a clip. You understand? And show you what you, Krasky, is trying to do again. The very same thing that he had done in 1995. So this is a full, clear evidence that you, Krasky, involved in this mess. Play the clip, Holly. And then we are going to discuss. We are just tying up the evidence together.
Okay, guys, so welcome to everyone who's recently joined us. Happy Friday. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Really appreciate it. I am just gonna go ahead and share the screen. Okay, here we go.
Backing down. The finance minister is insisting the government has information which confirms that Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL, attempted to wind up the company. This follows as an explosive release from SSL defending its position.
The financial institution, now at the center of a multi-billion-dollar fraud investigation, said when it appointed a trustee, the plan was not to wind up operations.
Now, Andrea Chisholm has the latest in this developing saga.
On January 25, the finance minister told the country that SSL attempted to wind up the company. And so the Financial Services Commission, FSC, as a regulator, got a court order to stop SSL from winding up or selling its assets. But SSL sees things differently. The company says on January 12, it told the FSC about the appointment of a trustee, Kadion Campbell of Phoenix Restructuring, Advisory and Insolvency Services Enterprise. Mr. Campbell's appointment took effect 4 days later, on January 16. It was the intention of SSL directors to give their powers and authority to the trustee, putting the company under his control. The trustee and his team would independently review the business to, among other things, determine its financial state of affairs. The information would also help to explore options for restructuring and reorganizing. SSL said the trustee was not appointed to wind up the company. Kadion Campbell would also ensure all conservatory measures were in place over the assets while ensuring the company obeys FSC directives. Despite this explanation, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark is sticking to the facts, as reported by the SSL temporary manager appointed by the FSC.
The temporary manager is in receipt of a resolution filed with the company's office for a member's voluntary winding up, and stamp received by the company's office on the 16th of January, 2023. I don't know what people might say their intent is, but that document speaks for itself. And the temporary manager, the FSC, the government of Jamaica, had to act in light of that resolution that was filed with the company's office.
In the meantime, SSL says so far there has been no run on investments and most of its clients have not been affected by the fraud. However, trust in the entity has been deeply damaged.
Okay, here you have it. So guys, right, Jamfet, welcome.
Welcome, Jamfet.
Welcome.
Happy Saturday to you.
Right, how are you doing?
Greetings.
Yes. How are you doing?
I hope I'm not echoing.
All right.
Tara.
Tara,
not echoing.
Bless her. So Tara, Jamfet, last week Friday, I presented a document that, as it relates to 1995 meltdown, right? And the very same modus operandi of Hugh Krasky, right? And Paul Cheng Young in 1995, winding up companies and, right, buying, liquidate, or dissolve the company, anything that we want to use. And then use the money to buy up properties in Florida and so forth, and, you know, stealing the people money, right? Now, what we see now happening, we have seen that Hugh Krasky and the other directors made that very same move. And I am glad that the government, Jamaican government, sees them in terms of that action. Tara, what say you on that sort of situation there?
Hello, good night. Good night, everyone.
Blessed Tara.
You can hear me properly? My
Yes,
throat
ma'am.
is not so good, you know. And I don't want to scream.
All right.
You know, it's unfortunate that we have to be speaking about a topic like this.
Yes.
At a time like this. But Byron, you're not the nail on the head.
Yeah. Thank you.
No head, no left on the nail.
All right.
You understand me? Straight like arrow. And you know, the worst part of it is, just like how they want to wind up the company, so they want to wind up the population like we are fools.
Exactly.
You understand me?
Exactly.
The problem with that is that you see those people who are so politically fixed.
Yes.
They're still not going to see it as anything wrong. You understand me?
You're so right, Tara.
No, when I listen, from you start talking and you make reference to the fact that Mr. Madam send me thief the money, and still no action as it relates to her being detained or arrested or taken into custody, or however you want to put it. You understand me? That because I have no training as it relates to the JCF and how they operate, the ins and outs there. So I want somebody else to tell me, because I was thinking about it and I said, how come? How come? Because this is not an if or maybe, and it doesn't matter how much we want to say that she's being used as a scapegoat. Our hands not clean.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And if we are not wondering, she said so, that I am the pata cat. You understand? Okay. I use my finger them and me do what me not supposed to do.
Okay.
So here you have
but
it.
Tara, this is not a unilateral action by one person.
No,
exactly.
I know. I
know the question we have to ask is, why she admitted to this thing so quickly?
Yeah,
is it to burn? I lose my English now these days. But is it to burn, or is it a smoke screen to sort of create a fog in the room to buy time to clean up whatever is to be cleaned up? Because this is not even not only is it not a one person thing, I think some big people in this way would shock you and would shock me.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I want to say something here.
All right. Finish it.
I want to say something here, right, as it relates to checks and balance. We're going to talk about checks and balance. Now, the People's National Party, right, because this encompasses two governments, the PNP and the JLP. So, John Fett and Tara, in 2010, the People's National Party flagged SSL for irregularities, right? And there were some list of irregularities that they were flagged on, right? So let me read out the list of irregularities that they were flagged on, and then we're going to show Jamaican people that, look, we are no fool, right? If they believe that, let me tell you something. What catch up on this government is their dinosaurial behavior. Thinking that their way of thinking right? Their old way of thinking. Technology is catching up on them, innit? Right? And social media, right, becomes the medium for checks and balance. And this is where the problem comes. Now, watch this. Watch this. Let us go through this. So then, what they were flagged for are the following irregularities. Number one, a culture of non-compliance and mismanagement of client funds. That is a serious implication. Number two, failing to file its audited accounts within 90 days of the close of a financial year. Another serious violation. Number three, and this is extremely serious, granting credits to related parties in violation of orders issued in 2013. Now, what that means, that they were giving out loans and they are not an entity that licensed to give out loans. So they would have to get a new license where that is concerned. They are not licensed. They are a broker company. You understand, that deal with investment, where investors goes in, right? And the wealth advisor would have now advised them as it relates to, start educating them, right? As it relates to the market condition, right? And certain stocks that they put their money on, right? So that they can, get some profit on that. That is what the wealth advisor would do. Now, so let us talk about the irregularities. Remember, SSL as an entity, a financial entity, would have in its company checks and balance, auditing, internal audit. Tara and Jamfet, I want you to hear what I'm saying. Internal audits.
But Byron, even in them corner shop church there, you have auditing.
Cash book.
Somebody, the secretary or the deacon go collect the offering and somebody go check it, or so, and you're talking about a financial institution handling millions of dollars and like billions of dollars.
Exactly.
And you're able to move and shift around the money like that with such ease.
All right, okay. Hold on, Tara, watch this now. There is no way. What people are not getting, Tara. There is no way Gene Panton could have moved that large volume of cash from any bank without the bank don't have a red flag.
Thank you, Byron.
Absolutely.
That was my first thought, and I don't know all the ins and outs, but does it require only one signature? Because in my little brain, and I remember doing a project for just Scotiabank, and when I have to sign, somebody else have to sign, and somebody else sign. So I am thinking, how they're going to put it out like that? Like, is this one woman? Isn't there somebody above her that the signature is required to clear whatever? No, listen. I understand that maybe because obviously it's a well-oiled machine that they put and who can generate email, make it seem as if it is coming from the investor and all of that.
Exactly.
But as Jamfet so pointed out, it's not this woman alone. It is not this woman alone. And we know the problem is that many people are covering their asses, because I heard and I saw where they said that the FBI is going to come. I am not holding my breath while I am hopeful because I heard it.
Smoke screen again, Tara.
Smoke
and make people think there's a fire. There's no fire there.
So I am saying,
not to cut you, Tara, but people talking about signature and all of this. This is not 1976. It's computer age we're in.
Exactly.
No, but I
Exactly.
understand
Computer
that.
programs, you can't just bypass computer programs and move
No.
our money like that.
And then, John
You
said,
need
when
code, you need.
when I'm saying signature, I'm not talking about paper age where you have to
no.
definitely whatever.
I just want it for the benefit of those
Yes.
listening in. Because as Byron said earlier, the good thing about social media is that everybody can come on our platform and we can use with common sense and question things. now.
Exactly.
Common sense not so common, but you want them to use it with
all right.
fun. You understand me?
It's 2020. I mean, something as simple as me sending money to Jamaica with a bank card. You get a code to your phone to validate the transaction and stuff like that. And I'm talking about 100 euro and 200 euro. We're talking about 12 million or 12. Is that even 12 million Jamaican dollars? 12 million US dollars?
Exactly. Because I was wondering what you were talking about. You understand me? US money we are talking about. So we already know that, and some of these things, you see, even though the Traffic Act was supposed to come in place, I think all of this emphasis is just a distraction too.
Just a distraction.
All of this nonsense because
just
people
a distraction.
wind up now and people are really paying attention to that.
Exactly.
The incident we're going on.
I love you pick up that, Tara.
The theft.
Smart.
It's a distraction.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know that if really and truly they should investigate it the proper way and get to the nitty-gritty of it, the names that are going to be released in the public, many of us are going to be shocked. Because
the FBI if you know how to cover those names.
Because
all right.
I heard Byron said something last week, you know. I fell asleep and I was so sorry, but
yes.
And I think me hear Byron say, listen, them zeros they gone from years ago. Those zeros were missing from years ago.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
They were
And
just
that is exactly
putting
what
in
I mean.
the comma. They were just putting in the comma.
No, it is true.
Exactly.
It is true. Byron is so right. And you are so right. Because you see, you know what hurt me too is the blatant way in which they deal with this thing. We know the corruption day in a PNP, in a what. But and I was saying to somebody, say, anyway, you take it, both gone down in a history. Because this man set record of all kind. He set this record for the person who was fleeced of the most money at any given time in Jamaica. So anyway, you take it. Bolt is a world record. He set world record anyway you take it. And it's unfortunate. No, before Byron jumped back into his program.
Yes.
Part of it too that I see. You see us Jamaican, we are our own worst enemy.
Worse.
I've seen people that say, "Oh, me no sorry for Bolt, him have money." What does that have to do with anything?
And that there people that say Bolt
is just bad man and
people with the money and what? What a
yes,
piece
and
of-
I mean, me come from Fulani, and me know say that man is not a mean person. It's not a mean person by no stretch of the imagination. You understand me? But because him don't come every time and him dash out here, so just like when the politician them they give people 2 little pound of rice we're full of weeble, and then Africa the whole news team with them good on I got the slide. Who a slide pan them but good on I cocoa root fi collect the bag because it does not come and do all of that all the time. And
the anti-Dana mentality.
Too,
yes.
Nobody no work no
like,
more.
We like to spend people money for them.
We like to touch that, jump
No, but it's true. I'm not that I'm knocking what she's doing. But I remember when I went to school a few years ago, we used to take out student loan and then we work and pay it off. Now every minute people are sending me links. Can you help this one to go to school? They don't have no student loan that exists no more. No part-time job. It's just this quick mentality where people think they have a sense of entitlement to people money. When you're there find how you work in a cold, in a snow, in a every type of weather condition, whatever, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But we're too entitled.
And some people think that they're entitled because he doesn't deserve to have so much money. How dare Mr. Bowles?
I said that because they don't think he's worthy.
He's not worth
the
it.
first thing. The little boy will come from down a content. You understand me? Sherwood content trilogy. They don't think that he deserves it. And that is the reason why they behave like that.
Bare face.
I have seen me and you, and I said to people, there are many mornings when that man come out in bed for go training. I am certainly would have hug up Casey a little bit more and do a little bit more other things in the bed with her too. But he must get up and find himself a training. So at that time, many of us draw the sheet a little higher up under we chin.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
Or we dip we head under it and we wrap tight. You understand me? I've witnessed with my own eyes this man train till him puking vomit. You understand me? And me I said back foot, me know say me couldn't do that. Me play netball and me run on and me do all sort of something. But me couldn't do that. You understand me? So we had, all of us had front row seat to the work that man put in. And when we done, we turn around and say that he's one of the most patriotic person that represent our country. And up until this day, him say no matter what go on, Jamaica is my home.
Yes.
When all of these people want him to do their advertisement and whatever, him said, come to my homeland so my people can benefit. Yes. What more would you want from that man?
I mean, the mere fact that he had so much money in a Jamaican institution shows you his loyalty. Yes. Because me ain't left it on there.
Yes.
I
understand. And that makes him more than an asset.
This is the repayment
economy, right? But Tara, we are going to turn up the program a bit, right? So tighten your seatbelt, right? Because we're going to pull the program a little bit tighter.
Let me sit good.
And what we are going to do now, we are going to ask some probatory questions, right? And as what John Fett said previously, you know, some common sense thinking, some critical thinking. Now, 2015 campaign. Peter Phillips and Andrew Honest, they were going at it, right? With, you know, their political attacks. And Peter Phillips, in one of his attacks, asked Andrew Honest, right? At the time he was the party leader. How did he come by the mansion that he's building? He said Peter Phillips bad mind, and them don't like to see people progress. But he justified himself in terms of him invested in where? SSL. In stock.
Come to bomb.
And bond. Oh, this is very serious. This is very serious. So Andrew Honest had a profile account in SSL 2008. And withdraw is account 2021.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
Now, look at those 2 dates. Now, the thing is, when we look on me as an auditor, when I look on Andrew Honest's salary and his wife's salary coupled with that, and Andrew Honest's assets is now projected over $200 million. Right? If you go on, if you Google it, right, Google will give you that information as well. So nothing where you understand mystic sensation or makeup. And he's over 190 million at the time when Google carried that.
Yes.
Now, what I want to ask people, Jamfet, when Andrew Honest, and I want Jamaican people to think with me.
And we're talking about a career politician. It's not a businessman who did business before. It's a career politician. Okay. Bring it on, sir.
All right. Now, as we travel, Jamfet, right? Now, when we try to have an understanding as it relates to this, the salary as what listed on Google, right? And the Prime Minister worth in terms of, you know, assets and everything. We find it somewhat more than impossible as it relates to what he has and what both salaries can sustain.
Wasn't the explanation was that it was his wife who had earned the money? That was the official. Well, that was the official explanation that I heard. That is the wife who have the money.
No, but I mean, Andrew Warner's wife is a teacher. If my memory serves me right.
Is it?
And Andrew Warner's salary would be even more than his wife. So just let me just inject that too. You understand what I said? So, you know, but look at this now, Jamfet. Now, based on Andrew Warner's taking over the reins of power, the Jamaica Labour Party government made a critical move as it relates to the Integrity Commission that passed a law to muzzle the Integrity Commission. What that law stated that if it relates to any investigation that the Integrity Commission is going to do as it relates to the awarding out of contracts, government contracts, right, and they are investigating anyone, right, that investigation, upon the completion of their investigation, it has to go through Parliament, right, for them to approve it to go any further. Now it goes further. It says, if any member of the Integrity Commission, right, publicize it, or even when they are no longer in that organization, they must not speak on those matters, because if they do, they will get a mandatory sentence, right, of some years. I don't remember those years, right, and fine of $1 million, right? Now, so that is one of the reasons why in all of this, the Integrity Commission is silent, right? Can't speak. I am wondering why Andrew made a move like that. No, not only that. Question, I'm digging a little bit deeper. Now, how much money that Andrew Warnes would have put into SSL? And how much money that he would have got of SSL? The other question that is going to follow on that. Andrew Warnes as a Prime Minister has not yet revealed his 2021 statutory declaration. And in spite of many pressure to Andrew to reveal it, Andrew still failed to reveal that 2021 statutory declaration. Honey, do you believe that it's possible that if the statutory declaration said, put it this way, right, being released, and we are not seeing in that release anything about SSL, no problem that Jamfet?
It's more than problem. My channel get taken down, Mas Baron.
Huh?
My channel get taken down. You touch some serious questions. You touch some serious issues.
Yes,
but it's quite serious. But then, did I not hear something like there was some denial of the Prime Minister ever having any account or anything to do with SSL?
No, what happened in terms of that denial, they were saying that he had gotten a loan. So he's now denying that he had gotten a loan, because really and truly, one of the reasons why he couldn't be saying that he got a loan because SSL is not licensed to give loan.
Exactly.
So then if the Prime Minister got a loan from SSL, and if the Prime Minister, being the Prime Minister, knowing that the institution is not licensed to do that, and him take a loan, he would be a party to a crime. So then he cannot be saying that he had gotten a loan.
Right.
But the question, how much the Prime Minister put in, my boss?
And how much he took out?
That's a good question. That's a good question, Byron.
Question. And I haven't been following everything because, to be honest with you, I was heartbroken over the whole issue.
Yes.
And I've been a bit busy, so I haven't followed everything to the T. But is SSL, because my understanding is that it's a financial institution, it's not a bank.
Yes.
Limited liability.
It's not a savings institution, it's an investment institution.
Yes,
but
it's a non-banking institution.
So when you invest,
yes,
is there a chance that you lose your investment, or
all right.
Is it that you're licensing them to go play with your money, and they are? Is it
but
that yeah, go ahead.
I have some knowledge in terms of how that work, and using my experience in terms of myself. You understand, putting money on certain stocks here in Canada.
Right.
Right. So I have, surface experience, let me say that, not in-depth experience. But how it works, you have three types of risks, right? You have low risk. Say you put in $1 million, right, to invest. You can utilize three routes, whether you want to have a low risk investment, right? And whatever stocks or bonds or shares, or you want to have a medium risk, or you want to have a high risk. So if you have a low risk, right, it simply means that you're going to only lose small percentage of what capital injection you have invested at SSL, right? If the stock is not doing well on the market. If you put in a medium risk, then you're going to lose a little bit more, right? Because it is a medium risk, more percentage amount would have, you understand, put on that stock. If you go high risk, right, it can have you, depending on what happened, that you can even lose half of your amount, 3/4 the amount, whatever, because it's a high risk investment. We don't know for sure what sort of investment both have, but what I would presume, based on the time that Bolt put in the money, I think I would call Bolt risk what we call it
probably a multi-risk, because having that much money, you'll probably put some on each of the spectrum,
Yes.
Because like at the end, like me, for example, I get a little bonus at the end of each year.
Yes.
And they ask you which one you want to put it in, and I tend to put some on all three. You understand?
Yes.
And sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, but there's the majority that still stays there. You understand?
Okay.
So
the thing in SSL situation, right? And as it relates to the wealth advisor, right? The wealth advisor, right, depending on how you want the wealth advisor to utilize your profile account, right? You can give her a certain privilege, right? Whether to do certain things, right, on your behalf. You understand? As you sign in agreement with that, right? So then, in SSL case, they were supposed to be now putting these money on the various type of investment, right? Stocks, shares, bonds, securities, or whatever. In this essence, they were not doing that. They were physically, literally stealing the money. So as a matter of fact, based on certain report coming from mainstream media, that as soon as Bolt put in the money is as that soon they take it out.
So these people didn't know that eventually it would catch up on them, or it's just a bare face somewhere. I don't understand.
Listen,
No, something is puzzling me to a serious extent.
What I believe is that they did invest some of it, because in the report it says that some returns as soon as it went in was also taken. They took money, but they also invested some amount, and as soon as the returns come in, they took that as well. So it's like they were trying to invest in a portion, but as soon as other money went in from his account to say, you know, you keep having to put in money over a period of time. When that money goes in, it is quickly withdrawn.
So they invest the money for themselves.
Maybe somebody never gets for them cut, and them decide, okay, it's time to expose something. Because clearly something is
well, I think, hold on, to me, looking at all of this, I think that Gene Panton coming out is a part of the plan, the inner plan revealing.
Yes.
Right? I think SSL fired Gene Panton in 2021 is also a part of the plan. And let me tell you why I believe that. I'm going to tell you why I really believe that. Because, Jamfet, look, let us argue this. Knowing to the fact that one of the primary things that SSL would have understood is the fact that they are on the verge to lose their license.
Right.
Bear that in mind. That is critical for any business. You understand? Knowing to the fact that they have been flagged, any financial business, knowing to the fact that they have been flagged by the FSC, and they are out to lose their license. Just think of what I'm saying now, Jamfet. The institution out to lose their license. And one of the main factors is that a culture of non-compliance, you understand, and mismanagement of client funds. Okay. So you being the CEO of the company, knowing say most of the funds, the client funds, Tara, pass through Gene Panton and that is where the issues lies. Let me ask a question. Why they didn't look there?
Let me tell you something.
You're saying that it was flagged since 2010.
Okay.
You're saying the first flag was done under the PNP administration in 2010.
Yes. Right?
So how they were able to keep their license up to 2023,
well,
12 years later?
Very good question. They were able to keep their license, and let me just, because you understand, me like to lick off the head off of the nail. They were able to keep their license because of one of the item that I listed on last week topic: bribery, political corruption.
All right, Byron, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Was SSL a donor in the election?
Yes. Well, I don't know what I answer that question in the final.
No, because you see, when because that's African Byron.
Tara, go back to a kid in United States. No, we'll find them.
No, but this is getting serious.
Listen, it's a lot muddier than we think, and it involves a lot more people. It involves a lot more people than we think. And
if this is going to be wind down in some catastrophic insurance, clear it up and will wind down the company and blah blah blah. Then
so Jamfet, do you believe that FBI coming in? Do you believe that FBI coming in?
Which FBI, sir? No, sir.
I said to somebody, don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath.
I don't know any government in the world that invites another jurisdiction to come in and investigate. It don't exist.
Because guess what? Guess what? If, as according to them, that the FBI comes in, the wheel is going to turn differently, you know. And let me tell you why the wheel is going to turn differently. Because one of the things that the FBI would also look on, right? The FBI would also want to look on money laundering.
Mm-hmm. It has to.
And it has to. Why. Because if the FBI coming in and investigating as it relates to millions of dollars that going to SSL, right? People going to have to explain the source of the money.
Money laundering.
Da-da-dee.
So you're talking about money laundering, you're talking about drugs, you're talking about the guns, you're talking about the crime. Everything mixed up in this soup.
So then, do they really want the FBI?
Yes, Han.
Everything is boiling in the soup.
And for the FBI to control this investigation, I honestly don't think so. Because that's why Nigel Clark, right, skillfully utilizing his futuristic reference. There come.
Yeah, because clearly, whatever the plan is with Panton, or the story right already, you know. Be it bold, be it international shame and embarrassment, whatever, the end of the story is already written.
Exactly.
We're just watching the plot unfold.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, it might surprise everybody, but maybe nothing will come out of it.
Duh.
You know what I believe? This is what I believe. None of these persons are going to be getting back their money. And if there's a significant reason why FSC was so tolerant, right? Or tolerable in terms of not canceling SSL license, because they know very well that SSL was now operating a Ponzi scheme. You know that very well.
Maybe the FSC.
Repeat that, Mystic. Repeat.
Sorry. FSC.
Oh my God. Is FSC just another name for SSL? Is it the same
operating a Ponzi scheme? Now, remember, I dug up the information as it relates to SSL previous name, right? It is Krusky who had changed the name. SSL, right? Original name was Paul Teef Young and Associates. Not Paul Chen Young, you know, Paul Teef Young and Associates. Right?
Oh.
Eh? No, Paul Chen Young, Paul Teef Young and Associates.
But I missed a lot of the soap opera, man. I missed a lot.
And then he changed his name. He changed its name, right, to Stocks and Security Limited. Right?
But how convenient some of these past directors coming and saying, "Oh, we didn't know of Bolt as a client and whatever."
Listen, better they never say nothing.
Around campaign and plan out how they're going to try to cover up and hide this thing.
It better they never say nothing, because nobody not believing that. You are going to tell me that you have a high-profile investor like that, and you not say, "Oh, he's investing with us," because then you would use him as a leverage to even invite more investors. Say, "Look at this person." Then people like that.
But the
It's not
question
what they're
is
marketing to.
also that we have to ask is, how was Bolt introduced to SSL? Who advised them to, consider
I don't know if that might be one of the many reasons why Bolt would have terminated his manager. Right? I don't have any evidence as it relates to who might encourage or influence Bolt to.
I think something else is going on otherwise from that. That we will hear in the near future. We then get back in money, yes or no, but whatever went down with that man, we are going to hear more about it. And remember, he said that they came to an agreement, amicable agreement for him to part ways. And just
In what
the little
year?
bit that
In what year?
just a little bit that Bolt said he was fired.
Do we know in what year they parted ways, company?
No, I was talking about Bolt and
Norman Care. Do we know what year they ended their association?
I'm not sure.
Your wife is getting that as on
Would
Google.
be interesting to know if it was 2021.
It was 2021.
2020,
no, I'm saying if it was 2021, the story would be even juicier.
When it is the same time the Prime Minister exit.
That's what I'm saying. The story would be
Jamfet, look at now.
Oh my God.
Jamfet, watch this now. Hear this now. Let us look at how the Prime Minister would have benefited in SSL. As we said, people, we are using critical thinking. It is not like we have evidence to say, well, just critical thinking. Now, if the Prime Minister benefited, because the truth be told, at this point in time, only the Prime Minister alone seems to get the youth benefit there. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, drum roll.
Yeah. Drum roll. Yes, drum roll, popcorn, everything.
Back foot.
All right. So the plot thickens. So they parted company amicably in late 2022.
Late 2022.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So the question that I'm asking, right?
When was Gene Panton fired? Sorry to cut you back, but I'm trying to piece.
Gene Panton got fired in 2021.
Okay.
Right?
Somebody says 60
And the Prime Minister took out
his thing in 2021.
No, and now it's juicy, something missing. Gene Panton got fired in 2021. The Prime Minister took out him money in 2021. What?
Hold on.
And something else happening in 2021 but we don't realize yet. Because we know the other things happening in 2021.
We are here discussing. And
so stick a pin. Just a curious spin here. So you're saying the Prime Minister first invested in that company in 2008?
2008, we were told.
And it was flagged in 2010?
Yes.
And when was his first stint as Prime Minister? When was the Dudus thing? Huh?
2016, he became the Prime Minister.
The second time, but the first time after the Dudus event. When was that?
Okay. Quickly find that.
Because I think Golden won in 2007 and then gave it up, something like that, right?
They're running out after the saga.
The saga was Bruce Golding was the Prime Minister then, right?
Right, because what I'm trying to think is if it was flagged in 2020, in 2010.
Yes.
Did he become Prime Minister in 2011?
Who that?
2011, October 2011. Yes, 2011.
Oh.
Short-lived. That's the one I know we hear.
Short-lived. Okay.
And then in 2016
And
again,
then in
he
2016.
became, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
But
So no,
the institution was flagged.
Oh my goodness.
The institution was flagged in 2010.
Timeline is important.
That is a timeline issue I'm trying to sort out here. Because you're saying it was flagged in 2010.
2010.
And then there was an earthquake in 2011.
Yes.
And he continued. Why would he continue? If it was flagged, why would you keep your money after it was flagged?
You see,
you know something we never know.
Exactly.
His money was guaranteed, no matter.
Amen. Amen.
Yes.
Let me just say it.
Because
I was kind of beating around the bush.
We all right. So let us put the timeline in perspective. The company flagged in 2010, right? So he would have put his money in before because he was there 2008.
No, but you said he put his money there in 2008.
2008, yes.
And what happened 2007? Who won 2007?
Wasn't it? What's his name?
Was it Portia? I think was it Portia?
No, man. Wasn't 2007?
Or Bruce?
Bruce won in 2007.
Here, man. Don't worry yourself. We have Google here.
You said 2007, right?
Yes, 2007. Because I left Jamaica 2002. PJ was still in power.
Okay.
So Bruce would have won in 2007, and the year after, he would have put his money there the year after.
Portia was still in 2007.
I was right, man. I was correct. I want to make it look like someone not too long look at things. So I was correct, man.
No, so, I bill you something because I'm saying that I'm saying that he would have won, even though it wasn't him, but he would have won in 2007, and then he invested in 2008 in the company.
Yes.
It showed. Portia, I think she was prime minister the first part, and then the latter part, Bruce Golding.
So in 2010, so remember now, let us move up the timeline because the timeline is important. 2008, the prime minister now becomes a profile account in SSL, right? Now 2010, SSL was flagged. The prime minister would have privy of that information.
That's people, what I'm saying.
Look and listen, people. Follow the timeline. 2008, the prime minister becomes a profile account in SSL. 2010, right? SSL was flagged, right, by FSC. The prime minister did not move his account. Still have his account there. Right? 2016, the prime minister, as a matter of fact, I could just climb the ladder in a chronological sequence. Climb the ladder in a chronological sequence. We could just go back over it. Sorry, people, to be going back over it repeatedly. But we want to have a chronological sequence of a timeline. So 2008, the prime minister becomes a profile account in SSL. 2010, SSL flag, right, for those irregularities. 2012, Bolt put his money inside there, right? Now, from Bolt putting money inside there, you understand? Pilfering start going with Bolt money. 2016 again, you understand? They have been flagged again, right? And FSC, you understand, point out the set of irregularities for them to be fixed. The prime minister still having account in there. Even although those irregularities, the prime minister is still a food problem there, so man. Problem there, so. So even although those irregularities was spelled out, the prime minister did not move his account, did not take his account, out of the thieving company,
So maybe you keep your account there because you're seeing the ROI and it's interesting.
So, exactly. The Prime Minister.
There must have been some
move his
guarantee.
account. You understand?
Tomorrow I was sure.
And you know, the Ponzi scheme. You understand? Up until 2021. So then, the big question here, people, the big question, why everybody else money get touched except the Prime Minister? And him close him account in 2021. And remember, out of the amount of Jean Pantan says she has been stolen from Steve, right? She has been stealing from 2012. From both going there. As a matter of fact, from 2010. She has been stealing.
So everybody.
She never thief the Prime Minister money.
She stole.
Because the instruction was for her not to touch, and for all the Potter cat them not to touch that.
And the
His was guaranteed.
Yes, and the Prime Minister money not touch.
Yeah, guaranteed.
The question then must be asked: why is it from all the reports that we are getting and all the indication that we are getting, why is only the Prime Minister benefit?
Top man, I'm my top man.
John Fett, you think you can answer that?
Well,
don't do it, John Fett. Don't do it.
Lord Jesus. And you said the woman left the company in 2011. Whose transaction was the last one she handled?
2021.
2021, right. She left 2021, which would have coincided with him deciding to leave that company.
Back foot, that not look good. That not look good. So imagine
timeline
Prime Minister.
The timeline is very worrying.
The Prime Minister and Jean Pantan left the company same time. Same year.
Mustn't want each other and skip through gate.
That not look good. It's sir. Jean Pantan and the Prime Minister leave the company the very same year. Jean Pantan claims that she got terminated and the Prime Minister take out the account.
Yeah, all right, jump it.
This is really...
But, I mean, the question has to ask, why is it that it appears as if it's only the Prime Minister, right? I don't know if any of his associates, political associates, have joined into SSL and get them look benefit too. So then we could understand now the reason why FSC, right, did not choose to close them down. Because the Prime Minister's profile account was there.
Its return on investment, as Jamford says, was sure.
You understand what I said?
Yeah, it must have been sure.
Must have been
because
sure.
that's the only way I'm going to keep my money.
But apart from that, Jamford, if the Prime Minister did not get a loan, because the Prime Minister said, you understand, he did not get any loan. He benefited otherwise.
Right.
Okay. Question now, Jamford. Under what circumstances that the Prime Minister would have benefited awesomely, in the sense that if you give in SSL and your car said millions of dollars and put on a particular whatever, shares or whatever, right? That seems like, to me, that would be, the Prime Minister might be taking a high risk, right? If he wants to get a lot out of that, right? A sort of high-risk investment. And if you're going to take a high-risk investment, I'm just asking the question. People, I'm just asking the question, probatory question. Is it that the Prime Minister would have maybe gotten some inside information that would now becomes insider trading? What do you think about that, Jamford?
Well, clearly, if the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister, and he's in a building, intelligence must tell him the building is going to collapse. He needs to get out.
Amen. Say no more. Straight up. And that is the reason why he was confident in keeping the money there, because he was guaranteed and he was kept up to date Him knows them good. He knows
And
them
that's
good.
why he knew when to exit stage left.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Cut and run now before everything collapses.
What would
He
be
knew.
interesting is to know how much money he took out when they closed, and what were the
How much he
what's the
invested?
how much money he took out, and what's the protocol to removing money, even if it's your money? Because there
So
must be a
you,
limit as to how much money you can move at
Yes,
any
and
one time.
you have to invest it over a period of time.
Okay,
And you
all right.
cannot take it out without a penalty if it doesn't reach the time that you invested it for.
Tara,
Right.
Jamaica need to understand what all of us need to understand in Jamaica. The amount of money missing from over a period of time, right, and certain volume of cash that we're able to move. Jean Panton, right, could not move that volume of cash without it raise a red flags to the bank. Whatever
Right.
banking entity they put the money in.
Exactly.
Seriously.
And even if you have an account there,
that's it.
I know you can't just go in and say, okay, I'm ready for my
No.
12 million. There
So-
must be checks and balances and systems and protocol and timelines and signing off and you understand?
A whole lot of things not making sense. So we could have seek some of the chat and see what some of the persons are saying. Okay, let me take one that is in front of me. Miss Monica said, my throat giving me a warm time, so I'm gonna go rest. Okay, bless myself, Sister Monica there.
Feel better soon, Miss Monica, and
All right.
get a good rest.
I'm
sure
past my
Miss
bedtime.
Have a good night, Miss Monica.
Sure, it's not. Jesus, of mercy.
Well, I mean, Sharon, well, look. Sharon asking these questions.
Sharon,
Right, and she's free to ask those questions.
Sharon, mind you can't go through YouTube gate, you know. Mind the out a gate and wait for you, you know.
All right, so let us go through some of the chat and see we can answer some of what the people are asking there.
Okay, so welcome to everyone who recently joined in. Happy Friday to each and everyone. And Marlon had a lot to say earlier. That's why I said it's gonna. Sharon said everything crashed. Wagon bad a morning can't come good at evening. What a bangarang.
All right, really a bangarang.
And Marlon was saying because of the magnitude of this case, it's going to take at least 2 years to put their files together, as they will be always asking for more time for preparation.
Wow. I don't think that anyone will be getting back any money. That's my you know, 2 cents to the situation.
And Marlon is saying Jean Panton is being used as a scapegoat. Surely is. And thank you so much for that super chat.
I wouldn't even use the term scapegoat because I think it's all a part of the master plan.
All a part of the master plan. I don't think she has been used as a
So
scapegoat
I
to
don't even use the term scapegoat.
Understand? She's just playing out her role.
She's just playing out the early supporting actress role.
Exactly. Right. So
she signed the deal already.
She already signed the deal. Jean Pantana get her cut, and so forth and so forth. But and you see, Jamfed, that is the reasons why to understand the SSL saga, you have to use history, which so much of what is reflecting now out of the SSL as it relates to them moving towards winding down the company, right? You have seen the same thing in 1995, involving you, Krasky, hiding away assets, right? For Paul Cheng Young. Same thing, right? The very same thing. So when you look at that behavior is very much consistent. So then that shows you that you Krasky's signature is all over this. You understand? For people who believe otherwise, I am seeing you Krasky's signature all over this. Same behavior in 1995, nothing different. The man carried the blueprint, Paul Cheng Young blueprint, and execute it. right? So, I mean, it is what it is. And remember now, the very same thing that is now, after I try to wind down the company, right, coming out with statement and try to defend it, telling lie.
But the fact is, Barry,
telling lie.
He's still in Paul Chen Young's house. He just changed the name. He's still in the same house.
But as my wife said,
change. But
you understand?
Same modus operandi.
The same modus operandi. Right? So how could we not believe that Krusky, you understand, is not a Krusky is the mastermind of this. Mr. Gene moved from 40-something year old to 80-year-old in 1 week. Face blue, smiling.
Because it looks she come out of car going a wheelchair and walk a waiting. But Mr. Papi show is him, trust me.
Mr. Monfort, trust me, I tell you, my goodness. You're a joke thing this.
I have no strength in our legs,
right?
No strength anywhere.
I think that the whole thing just been playing out in front of us. Right?
Same crime, different time.
Yeah, because when I look at it, I think the problem exists. The only reason why we have this problem is to the fact that bolt money. If it wasn't bolt, right, then this would have sink off. They would have, you know,
of course,
succeeded, you know, without this.
Died a slow and quiet death. It will die a slow and quiet death.
Yeah, it should be a 9-day talk. You understand? So the whole thing keeping up as a result of the icon money that them touch. And that makes it becomes a significant difference.
Let me say one quick thing, because I was around there getting the water when I heard Anne-Marie talk about the lady, and you said she moved from 40 something to almost. No, listen to me. Anybody want a fleecing starter kit she can give you. You see the fleecing starter kit where she get? The walker, the wheelchair, the granny frock, the pecticle, and the big Prado Crocs on her foot like when Karmash frog in a road. You understand me? And because I tell people, say if you never see everything in full performance, up to the granny cracker perform. And when they lock her up, they feel lock her up and throw the walker in there, the walker and the wheelchair to get a life sentence. You understand?
It's an Oscar winning performance.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to leave the SSL situation and rest it there. We are going to touch a very sensitive situation that is unfolding right about now. All right.
So I'm gonna take my leave. I'm back on YouTube, so you'll see me around more.
All right.
I have a big event tomorrow, and it's 4 o'clock, so I'm gonna listen until I fade away.
Yes, thank you.
But you know, this one is really, I mean, it's really disappointing. But I think we know from a long time ago the high level of corruption involved in the whole crime, and I mean the amount of guns and stuff people come in the country with so easily. You know that it's big wigs, some big people who are at the author and finisher of the whole corruption and happenings in Jamaica. But we shall not be quiet. We shall not be silent. We will continue asking the questions.
So and to end the SSL saga, we just want to say that people need to, look with the sense of alertness, right? As it relates to what Katie Knight stated about millions of dollars being stolen for the political campaign, right? That ascend Andrew Holness to power in 2016. Now, is it a situation that they have as much money now to run the parish council election, and as such does SSL, right, is a medium of some of that cash that will be utilized for the parish council election, and that's why FSC, right, pay little or no attention to what has been happening, because some of the money that may have pilfered is there to shore up the party win and confidence as it relates to the coming parish council election. Just saying. Let me say I have no evidence in terms of that, but we are just reflecting based on what KD Knight says.
The possibility.
So, and we know that, okay, all right, the possibility may have exist that, right, the SSL situation may, yes, may definitely, you know, situation to look into as it relates to the parish council election that is coming up. Now, bad time for the government anyway to go into a scandal like this and simultaneously preparing for the parish council election. So enough of the SSL saga. Let us go into a late news that dropped at our feed today. Dancehall artist Kana arrested today for suspicion of human trafficking, kidnapping, and lottery scamming.
Dancehall?
Dancehall Kana. I don't know. It's the first I'm hearing this artist name.
I don't know, mister.
Huh?
And it's real dancehall artist?
I don't know, you know, because right now anybody can become dancehall artist. Them just need to go put up in a mic. Them a dancehall artist.
Oh my Lord.
Right. So, but what I want to say though, we have seen such a history as it relates to these dancehall artists, right? Name being called in all sorts of atrocities. And one of the things that I realized that most of the dancehall artists from the volatile area always end up in predicament like this because, and let me give a warning to all the dancehall artists, providing that you're in volatile area and your so-called boss get boss, I believe that those dancehall artists must use their you know, whatever gains from the entertainment industry and, you know, move out of the area. Because Tara, when they're living into volatile area, particularly gang prone areas, you have the gang leader want to, you know, start off tie themselves to the artists. You understand, for so-called protection, while I mean at them the artists need to fear, you know, because at them want to do the artist something. And so then this false sense that they are protecting the artists, right? They try to just, you know, tie themselves to the artists for gains of money. And in many instances, I've heard several artists said that they are not in that sort of thing in terms of gang leader asking them to buy guns. Right?
But
yes, you were saying something, Tara?
Yeah, I was waiting on you to finish speaking. You said it right, but you know also too. I've had the privilege to speak to two. I don't know a lot of them. I see them from a distance because of a certain work that I was doing at the time. I had the opportunity to sit down flat on my bottom under the ackee tree somewhere in Kingston and have conversation with some of the two top one that we see moving around. And a part of it, you see, this I call it false sense of loyalty.
Yes.
So when you come from a place you want to show, so you're not sell out. So you see this thing that we have, oh, from me idea, me name I run up and down, film pampas dirty, film pampas dirty, and those kind of things. No, if you come from a certain place, and these are the people that you know who run in the same circle, who do the same thing. Now, if you get a bus, the only way you can shake certain things is to take, because they say, oh, me elevate my mindset, but your physical still is there. The only way you can truly shake it is you have to take the physical out there. You have to move. So you are not faced with it. You're not hearing it every waking morning. You understand me? You're not seeing these people in your face. Because listen to me, some guilty by association. Because some of the times, if you're even not the person who have pulled the trigger, who has sponsored the thing, but you run in the clique same way, that simple means that you know better, because when they come and they celebrate and then buy them top shelf liquor, you sit down and you drink and whatever. So you are no better. Now I've seen them when they say, oh, me not sell out. You not sell out and I same thing carry you back that prison.
Exactly. Right. And you know, it makes no sense. It doesn't make any good business sense. Because sometimes, like even the artists want to doing his show, you find it sometimes like 10, 20 man behind the artist. You understand? I say, which affects the promoter too. Because the artist expects the promoter must give all of them money. You understand? 20 tickets for going at the show. While the promoter don't pay him already, you know. You understand? I say, so artists, you can't be say you're an entertainer and then you deal with crime. Entertainment and crime. Entertainment and crime doesn't work parallel. So if you're entertainer, you're entertainer. If you're a crimist, you're a crimist. I just seen something here that Sharon Savage, and thank you, Sharon, to update me on this information. It reads, law enforcement personnel have so far identified at least 60 illegal guns in
oh yes, I saw that
at the wharf in Montreal, James. Now, let me just put that aside here as it relates to the seizure. Roughly about 4 months ago, and I brought back that program that I had mentioned as it relates to what we call ghost guns. And people don't understand at the time what I meant when I spoke about ghost guns, right? And these are guns that the reason why they are ghost guns because they are untraceable. And so then what our borders are struggling with, right, is to trace, right, the weapon to its source. Because in the United States, right, as it relates to certain laws with the NRA, right, they have a situation dealing with the same situation between the Democrat and the Republican, where ghost guns are concerned, right? These guns are untraceable because they have no registered number at the trigger guard where you can trace these guns even to the manufacturer. They cannot be traced. So then our borders are porous, right? And these guns keep on coming in. I mean, God bless the ones that we find. What happened to the ones that we don't find? And then look at little Jamaica. You have today's fine 60 guns, and God knows you may have some serious assault rifle amongst those weapons. It's really sad to say. Now, the final topic for tonight that I'm going to touch is the situation in the United States, doing a little bit of international blend, where we have the beating to death of Tyrone Nichols by 5 black police officers.
Mercy.
Such a sad situation, Tara.
Hey, Byron.
Right? Such a sad situation. Tara, I want to tell you something, and let me tell Jamaica something, right? My wife, when my wife was doing the whole immigration process, she had gotten through to the United States and Canada. And then I wanted to go to US. And something came up and changed my mind from going to the US. If you remember the case with this little boy that was chased and shot. What is his name again? Tyrone. That little
the case
boy
with Zimmerman. Zimmerman. The case with Zimmerman. Yes, with Zimmerman.
With Mark Zimmerman. And I have seen how the criminal justice system twist and turn, you understand, and have this little youth into a villain, knowing to the fact that this little youth was so innocent. Just leave out of his home to buy skittles and pass through a neighborhood where someone believed that he shouldn't be a part of that neighborhood. You understand? Because he's black. And that man went, right, and have the youth number 3 and end up gotten away. I told my wife right then and there that, you know what? I don't want to go to the United States, Star. And one of the reasons why, because there are so many cases where we have seen, right, people of my complexion have some harsh treatment when it comes to the criminal justice system. I mean, some simple things that they have been killed for. I have seen where someone has been shot more than 7 times. For what? A traffic offense. That the policeman chased him to an area. And if it wasn't for someone on the sidewalk who was who took out his phone and videoing the whole situation, the police claimed that this person was trying to take away his gun. Even when the man was running away from him, the police pursued the man, right? And shoot him several times in his back. These are situations. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So whether the police want to be black, white, pink, or purple, right? Injustice to any citizen, whether they want to black, white, pink, or purple, is injustice.
And I agree. Because in Tyree's case, you know, see the 5 black officer. You know, see the 5 black. And there was another one, number 6, who is a white officer. And he was the last to be let off. He was the last to be dismissed. And when people on the same social media zero in on it, and them load it up, say here, because he was the person, I think they say, use the boot. You know, or back him down and say, you know, boot him. You know, you see, how 5 or no can't one little man. And first of all, they said that there was no indication first to even say he violated any traffic, nothing. So in first place, the stop was illegal.
The stop was illegal.
And the stop was illegal. That's the first thing.
While they were beating him to a pulp, Tara, he was asking them, what have I done?
Exactly. And again, you hear a big man calling for mama. Right? Yet again.
What have I done? I mean, when you have the policemen who supposed to protect and preserve, right? Acting the way all those policemen acted. But the other twist and turn of it, Tara, we noticed that if these policemen, because we realize how quick these 5 black policemen have been charged. So this is a different thing that I am looking on under the microscope. As my wife
but
said,
you are right.
In comparison to George Floyd situation. or the twist and turn to charge that police officer. Right?
Yeah, that's why I made mention saying number 6, which is a white one, he was the last one.
Yes. So,
And is when social media start knocking out and they can't do any better than they zoom in. You understand me? But they creep up the 5 white and black officer quick and fast.
Look here. Let me tell you something. Behavior like those, as it relates to what we have seen being exhibited by some of those police officers, and we are not saying that all police officers are bad. We know we have a lot of good police officers out there.
Sure.
Right? But for those police officers, by, you understand, whatever reasons why they are doing it, right? It's that their philosophy or the way they have been cultured, right? It's a fundamental wrong to take that into the police force, because the police force is not for that. It's to protect and preserve the life of citizens. So then, when these rogue police behave in such a way, that within itself let down what the police force stands for
about.
As it relates to the police force mission statement. Right? And it should not be tolerated. Not be tolerated. Any at all. Right? In no form of police force, whether it is America, England, or anywhere around the world, where a set of police, because of their philosophy, you understand, deem some humans lesser than some. Racial discrimination, you understand, shouldn't be a part of any member of the police force. If you have a philosophy like that, the police force is not a place that you should have joined. Right? Not a place that you should have joined. That is not what the police force is for. Now, Tara, I give kudos to Canada, right? Because you have not seen behavior like that, right? Coming from Canada, right? Because here in Canada, right, is a melting pot, right? Multiculturalism, as opposed to the United States. The United States is also a melting pot as well. But God knows, you understand, some extremist philosophies and so forth, and you understand, people have been, offended, right, in so many ways, right? And that's why you see, leadership is important. Leadership is important. Mixing said the long and short of it, it is Jamaica is not a real. Okay, all right. Yeah. So the thing is, the fraternal order of police didn't protect them, which is so true, right? So true. So when you look at that, right, to see persons are going through these atrocities, right, that, you're not even safe. Many, and this is something that I really have to think about in terms of, many persons in the United States, right, who have that sort of fear to know that, Tara, they cannot trust some of these police officers. And I mean serious fear for their lives.
All right. If I'm permitted to just share something.
Yes, go ahead, Tara.
As it relates to that an incident with my stepson, and this was at school. I have another child of another race, because I don't want to anything funny on your channel. The other race?
Yes.
And keep calling him that N-word.
Yes.
He ignored him. And that wasn't enough. He came right up in his face, spit fly out in his face, and call him that because you keep calling him from a little distance and it's not working, you decide to come close in his personal space. And he hold him back off. And of course, dramatic him there.
Yes.
Like he fear for him life and he don't. You understand me? I am here. Police call me. Not the principal at the school call me. Not another teacher call. Police call me. My son this and my son that and my son that. So I said, don't you move a muscle, I am coming right now.
Mhm.
I went and started telling me how he was so aggressive and the young man was in fear. And that, but I said, listen to
Oh,
me.
yes.
I cannot tell you everything that he does when he's not in my um, line of vision. It
Yes,
would be impossible. But the child that I know would not react nor retaliate or just do something
exactly.
without something
Sure.
happening.
Yeah.
And we have it on tape and they're pulling up this and that. So I said to them, let me see the video. Oh, we can't show you the video. I said, you can't show me the video that you're telling me about and
Yeah.
you're telling me about. So I said, so when we call him and he stated, mind you, he went to the teacher several times before. So I said, how comes nobody's talking about the young man in question? Why is it that I am only seeing him right here and you know telling me about lawsuit and all sort of stuff? I said, where's the
Wow.
young man? Why is it that you're not saying anything? And the fact that he did say something prior to this, and nobody see fit to say anything, to do anything. And now when it gets to this point, you're going to come to me as if this boy is so aggressive and he's so wrong and this is how he has been. I said this is the only time we've ever had any issue with that. And look at what the issue was. And I'm saying to you, so they were saying, whatever, and probation and what? I said, probation for what?
Goodness.
I said, for what? I said, you guys failed both children. You guys failed both of them. Because, first of all, the other one was wrong. Secondly, if
Yeah.
you had put a stop into it, it wouldn't have gotten to this point, and I would not need to be here in this place for this thing right now. So, what are you telling me? So, it's only when the other person claim that he's offended or something and he's afraid, now you guys see fit to do something about it. But when he was in fear because of how this person kept approaching him, when he was in fear because of how this person was trying to put him down, you understand me, when this person was belittling him and you people did not see anything wrong with it. But you know what, that was also a teachable moment for me, because
Yes.
I had to let him be aware that, listen to me, all when you're right here, so you're wrong. Just because of the color of your skin that you were born in. You understand me? And because even one time I had to go through with him because every pitney want Woody, all when sun piping hot. I said, take off that box, I beg your pardon. I said, take it off your head, boy. I said, take it off. Because the first thing when they see you, because I've been on the road with him, and of course he have a little hoodie, and even though the police walk, so you see the police aside eyeing. You understand? I said it's sad because it's clothes and
Yeah.
it's fashion that every children or every child is wearing, but you don't have the privilege where the rest have. It's only on paper.
Tara, let me say this to you, and that is, and this is why I can speak in terms of my experience in Canada here. I have never experienced a situation as it relates to discrimination, as it relates to my complexion, to be honest.
Mhm,
And I have worked for some of the top companies. You
mhm,
understand, and all top position there. And the truth be told, right? I have worked with, I mean, of course, Caucasian that you understand, very nice in terms of my experience, right? And you know, um, they push me to the next level. You see what I'm saying? So
mhm,
it's my experience in terms of that. But again, when I look into the United States, and I am being truthful as it relates to my experience, but when I look into the United States and see some of what is coming out of the United States, right, as it relates to certain things that people have gone through, there was a thing that crippling to me, where I want to speak about. That you have a man into a wheelchair. You have a man into a wheelchair, a man who is crippled into in a wheelchair. And the police shot him 5 times in his wheelchair. So what sort of harm that man in his wheelchair could have posed to this police? It makes no sense. So
I mean, not gonna make no sense.
The police view the populace as the enemy and the people sense it. Well, there you go. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous. Enough is enough. Right? So there goes in terms of my segment, ending my segment. Tara, wonderful to have you here. Right? I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I think we have some probative questions tonight. I hope people just really think about it, right? But again, SSL situation is going to lead us to many surprises, right?
Yes.
But for me, I am not going to be surprised, right? Because trust me, I know what is what, right? SSL is just a reflection of the time that we are living in. You understand? The corruption, the mayhem, the lack of leadership. You understand? That is what SSL is reflecting. Once again, Tara, thank you for stepping up. All right, so.
You're welcome.
Guess what?
Thank you for having me.
Jeopardy? All right, cool. Tara, something I stay around for Jeopardy, I'm young Mark for Jeopardy because so
this is my farewell.
All right.
All right.
All right. Yes, Jaro, this is it. Now surprised to what? We don't have a surprise, Jaro. We know the thing go. So that's it.
Bye, beautiful people.
All right.
Tara, thank you so much for joining in on the platform. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime. All right.
Thank you, Tara.
All right.
Time for the people with the 20 speed internet now.
Yes,
time. Step up front. Sassy.
Alien Wi-Fi and so forth and so forth.
Oh my God.
Okay, welcome to those who have recently joined us. Happy Friday. Hope everyone is having a wonderful start to the weekend. For the interest of time, I'm not going to individually welcome people. I've been doing that in the chat, so I'm just going to give an umbrella welcome. So thank you guys. Really appreciate your continued support. So we are going to go into Jeopardy, and thanks to those who thanks everyone for contributing to make the discussion very interactive. So we're going to go into Jeopardy, and as you know, we are competing for credits. So first, the person with the most points get $1,000 credit, Digicel or Flow, and then we have 4 runners up of $500 each, Digicel or Flow. I am just going to go ahead and share mixing, so you mean at least 100 miles per minute, 20 speed. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and share the template for this week. One left. All right, so this is the template. Let me just take off that banner so it's not hiding. There we go. So for this week, we have Valentine's Day, love songs, riddle, artiste, follow the leader, right? So these are the categories that we have. So to start, anyone can put out whatever category they want and for how many points, and then and then the first one I see we will start with, and then to follow on, whoever answers the question correctly will get to pick the next category and for how many points, and so on and so on and so on. So remember, the question is in the form of a statement and you answer in the form of a question.
And
if
remember,
it's the name
anyone
of a
can play,
place
right?
or thing, then you answer what is or where is. If it's the name of a person, then it's who is, and it's open for everyone. All right, and I see Truck Life is saying, let me see, it's Truck Life and Mixing. Let's see who really threw it up there first. Truck Life is saying love songs for 500.
Well,
all right, so
Truck Life, you know, lovey dovey.
so you get a line of the song and then you give the next word. So you've lost that loving. So what's the next word in that line? So you know.
You will give to it. All right.
David.
Let us.
All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. Truck Life says sensation. So you've lost that loving. Guys, don't listen to the voice. I cannot carry a note.
Gilmore. Gilmore. I've seen Gilmore.
Oops, sorry. So I'm going to reveal the answer. What is feeling? So you've lost that loving feeling.
If you don't have feeling there, then you know.
Give me a pen.
You're out of that.
Do you have my paper?
You've lost that loving feeling.
Okay, so and that is for 500 points. So let's see who first came in with that answer. So first on the board with the correct response is Empress. Baron, turn off the fireplace, please. It had no the furnace and the fireplace and burn me up. So Empress, that's 500 points. Then Daddy Gilmore. Then Daniel corrected that. Mixing said that. Sharon also came in with mixing. All right, so Empress choose the next category and for how many points? 500.
What? Empress? Oh, Empress get somebody all of a sudden, so.
I mean Empress. Empress no was it all the time. All right, so she's saying riddle for 500. If you've got me, you want to share me. If you share me, you haven't kept me. What am I? And it's a double point answer.
Double point answer.
So, riddle, if you've got me, you want to share me. If you share me, you haven't kept me. What am I? Mr. Me can't hold them. All right, I see the answer that I am looking for, so I'm just going to go ahead and reveal, and it's what is a secret. So if you give away the secret, you don't have it anymore. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. So first on the board with the correct response. First on the board with the correct response is Empress. Mixing some money. Then Daniel, Truck Life say YT video. Then Mixing. Then Daddy Gilmore. Okay. And she's saying follow the leader for 500.
Empress butt up last week and coming back again to butt up again this week. And she had to play all of the big points, them, you know.
I tell you. Not to be confused with Busta Rhymes, this Jamaican politician didn't like Rastas very much. So not to be confused with Busta Rhymes, the clue is in the statement. Not to be confused with Busta Rhymes, this Jamaican politician didn't like Rastas very much. The clue is there.
So plain.
Set double points O for Empress. 1,000. The second one. No, the second one was a double point.
Oh, okay.
So 1,000. The clue is in the statement, people. Okay. And I David said with Edward Siaga.
All right.
Okay, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and it's who is Alexander Bustamante, from the fact that it says confused with Busta Rhymes. So who is Alexander Bustamante, and that's for 500 points. So let's see who first came in with that response. Okay. So first on the board with the correct response is Truck Life, then Mr. Gilmore. So Truck Life 500.
Okay. Is that a point? Double point?
No, that's just 500. Verona, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday to you. And then David Mixon. He doubled it, Empress. Then
so
Sharon.
the score as it is, Truck Life on 500 points. Empress taking away that double point. Empress is at 1,500 points.
Okay. The one thing Moffett's not leaving out is anytime he gets a word, All right, so she's saying, artist, I was wondering what the O is at the end of the word. So artist for 500. Which Jamaican artist wrote the song To Experience? To experience, to be taken for a roll. To experience. Jesus, Father. Did I hear say that for whisper? Too loud.
They don't hear, man. Something like a Dennis Brown. Sanchez, you see?
To experience.
To experience from someone to rock on.
People that all put together can't make one good note.
No, man. People, we have crack glass melodies.
Okay, Sunshine, congratulations again.
Bless yourself, Sunshine.
Give that little baby girl a hug and a kiss for me.
All right.
And I see the answer that I'm looking for.
Man, them know them song, man.
Who is Barrington Levy? All right.
Let us.
So that's 500 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Who is? So first on the board with the correct response is, me know say your finger that might give you a problem mixing. So first on the board is mixing. Buffett.
All right.
So Barrington Levy. Then we have Truck Life, Mr. Gilmore, Empress.
What points? 500?
Yeah. Sharon.
What? More for your big in the game. Big 500
fast.
points.
Quick and fast this week.
What?
He's saying artist for 300. Feeling strength with the artist. Which Jamaican artist wrote the song I Feel Good? And it's a double point
I must
answer.
never know see a Jamaican artist.
I feel good.
I feel good. I feel good.
Mr. Jarrett said nothing for the third position. The game is still ongoing, Mr. Jarrett. No, Jamaican artist. Because you can say that you are James Brown singing that way. Jamaican artist.
But I didn't know that was a Jamaican artist who actually wrote that.
Baron, you're your favorite artist. Put it in the tune, or it's supposed to go that way.
Okay.
Give it the melody that it's supposed to have. The melody that we're giving it is James Brown's to get that way.
Yeah.
All right, I see the answer that I am looking for. All right. So let's see who first came in. So it is who is Beres Ammon. That feel good from.
Me Jara, the beg if nothing for third position.
So it's a double point answer. So, and it's 300 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Oops. Oh my God. Nope. Empress, who is Barris Amma.
Barris Amma.
And so that's 300 points. Was it double? Lord Jesus. Yes, double points. So 600 points. Yeah. 600 points. And then we have Truck Life, Mixing. Just only put berries. Yes, I feel good when you're wrapped up in my arms, dancing a reggae song. Feel good, feel good, feel good. Yes, we throw you off.
Turn on.
Say Baron, don't sing again, please.
No, me left it.
And then Shirley's was Barris. All right, so Empress is saying Valentine for 200. So make sure me giving everybody a clue, you know, the 14th is Valentine's Day. So if you not turn up at home and wife or husband is not happy because you don't forget, remember me remind you know. So I can't say.
What
you don't remember.
Like, people look like word that show for me, you know.
And any pick this stone catch at him first I go squeal, so I rest my case. Winged child who shoots arrows. Winged child who shoots arrows, the symbolism of Valentine's Day. Or symbol of Valentine's Day. The winged child who shoots arrow. What do you call that winged child? Who pops up on Valentine's Day and makes everybody's heart go mush. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for. Who is Cupid? And that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with that correct response. So, who is Cupid? David.
Okay.
And that is for 200. And Mixing, Truck Life, Empress, Daniel.
Which one's
what is 200. Mr. Gilmore. All right, so David, choose the next category and for how many points? Empress Delco. All right, so next category. Where's Ricardo? Ricardo MIA this week. And if him still there, money gonna have no reception. He can't find one like until we stand up on. Oh my goodness. David, Ricardo still in money. He couldn't find one until to stand up on this week to get like a reception. Come, David, choose the next category. Yes, because money no flat to have a lot of rice, but I must want until I'm going to find this stand up on. So he says he's not sure. Since I better stand up on your meal. Love songs for 300. All right, so Blank loves me, this I know. Everybody run out on that one. Blank, love me, this I know. Okay, and I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is what is Jesus? I wasn't sure which way people would look on it, so I put either. So what is Jesus? What is more like what? It's Jesus, love me, this I know, because it's just the next line. Yeah. So that is 300 points. So let's see who first came in with that correct response. All right. So first on the board with the correct response is David. Empress went too fast.
Okay, so David. How many points?
Jesus. Hold on, the 300.
300?
Yeah. So Empress went a bit too fast. Struck life. So Ricardo, they are soldier camp. So 300 for David.
Okay.
And then we have Daniel, hold on. Empress, Truck Life, David again, Mr. Gilmore, Verona. Yep.
Okay, so
the
score as it is, David 500 points, Mixin 500 points, Truck Life 500 points, and Empress away in the clear 2,100 points.
Shall I give them so much length each week? No, may I tell you?
All right.
Should put distance between ourselves and
Empress, I'll bring it to them.
Okay, David, choose. Oh, it's my call, Ricardo. Yeah, the Barry Savant song get thrown off. But him Empress, oh, him looking. Your Ricardo run come out left in the fall asleep.
Ricardo, yeah, man, Ricardo.
Yeah, so David said, I'm gonna call him. Okay. Empress, little shit.
Empress name is Gina.
Empress, because David gonna call Ricardo. No, sir. Okay, just say hold on and notify me. And the Delco fool is oh, Jesus. Ricardo said, thank you, David. God knows somebody fall asleep. You're mixing. They'll call a kid for real. David, them are gonna beat you.
Right.
Empress before him wait till 2 left.
Empress wants cement. Empress wants cement him, man.
David laughing. Okay, David, choose the next category. And there's number. That's how I never tell you. You're mixing in Ricardo. We told David to call you, know. Only poplet. All right. Love songs for 200. Yes, what's the next word in this line of the song? I just dash to say I love you. I just dash to say I love you. Oh, another easy. And King Lan is in the building. Welcome, welcome, Lan. Happy Friday to you. How you doing? Because it's me, I know no friend. What? I see the answer. I see the answer that I am looking for. And you'd be surprised who came in with it. What is called? I just called to say I love you.
Some beautiful young
I tell you, thank
give
you,
me a next
darling.
line. When I let it down, man.
So that is for 200 points. So let's see who first gave it that response. Let me refresh because this one is going to be very interesting. Somebody know them oldies. Tell them go call him and say you're their auntie. All right, so first on the board with the correct response is this one called for drum roll, Pupalik roll over.
Yeah.
Mr. Gilmore.
What you mean, Gilly? I will take you for Gilly.
Mr. Gilmore. Oh my goodness.
How much points Gilly have up there?
Eh?
Which points?
200.
200.
200. So Mr. Gilmore is on the board.
No, sir. I mean, it's not so Gilly about it.
Say red.
All right.
Oh my God. Ricardo still did it. Ricardo still did it. I beat them out. No, but Empress and Moffat have me no manner and none of them could call me. I'm going to go wait until 2 leave for the board. Did I hear? I don't see her on here tonight. I forgot to send her a message on IG. Everybody congratulating Mr. Gilmore. Mr. Gilmore, so please choose the next category and for how many points?
All right, Gilly, choose. And can't talk to Gilly again, because Gilly up on the board.
Gilly said, King Pupalik Bangarang.
You mean?
No, King Pupalik Bang Bang.
Bang Bang.
Okay, Mr. Gilmore, so which category do you want and for how many points? Oh, love song for 500. Keeping it on the same tune. Oops, wait, 500 is gone. So it's just the ones that are highlighted. So it's either 100 or 400. The grayed out ones are gone. Okay, 400. Elvis song, Love Me, dash, love me.
Hey.
And it's double your score.
You know the bad man.
Love me. Love me too. Me tell them love know they all this. When I listen to songs on Valentine's Day.
Who got it?
Well, them coming back to back. So let's see who first. I see the answer that I am looking for. And it is what is tender. Love me tender. I don't know the next line. I don't remember. So it's double your score. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. And that's for 400. All right. Oops. So first on the board with the correct response is Mr. Gilmore. He has the what, but it's only the is, but it's still the same.
What, Mr. Gilly?
Tender.
What,
if you never have the what then.
So Gilly win that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
so that is 400 added to that and then double it.
And then what?
Double it.
You don't know? That's a Gilly about it?
4 and 2, not 6.
Okay, and then double it.
And then double it overall score.
Okay, yeah. Okay, whoa.
Got to try to get the board a little bit bigger. Okay, in terms of more categories. So, I guess because we're at the side. It's
so yes, no joke about this. Gilly strike the pin one time and go back and strike the pin a second time. So this is no guessing thing. Gilly now becomes a striker. So the score as it is, Shop Life on 500 points, Mixing 500 points, David 500 points, Gilmore on 1,200 points, and Empress 2,100 points. Gilly second place in the league. Wow.
Oh my goodness. All right. So
bad. Gilly said bad.
So we had Ricardo also had that Mixing. Sharon also got it. Oh, the next line is love me true. It's telling me the next line because I said I don't remember
Mixing
the
with the
next line.
more for say, Byron, you have
love
to
me
poor
tender,
on the
love me
calculations.
true.
How I go on? Oh, mixing as I do poor on the calculation. 500 points you have in mixing.
You want to add something to it?
You want me to stop it up? But me do poor on the calculation.
Empress said, Bomba, Mr. Gilmore.
Yeah, man. Gilly serious tonight. Gilly not pay tonight.
David said, Lego Mr. Gilmore there.
Remember me told you.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Gilmore said, bad.
All right. So, Gilly, your time to choose. Oh, Sharon said, printing now, I'm using my computer.
Okay. Oh, on the phone, it's very small. Okay. She's using her phone. Okay. All right. Okay, Sharon. All right. So, Mr. Gilmore, next category. So, mixing and choose to Mr. Gilmore. Mix it and you get it. Oh, you said to finish the category. Okay. I didn't notice that. And it's what's dash got to do with it? What's dash got to do with it?
Okay.
What to do with it?
What's dash got to do with it?
I see the answer that I am looking for. But I know that we don't get no music contract anytime in this lifetime.
Well, if we left work, if we left work, dog, me and we support.
For singing. Oh my God. All right. And it is what is love? So what's love got to do with it? So that's for 100 points. So, okay. So first on the board with the correct response for 100 is David.
And how many points for that?
100. That's what I said before I trailed on with David. Then Ricardo, Empress, Truck Life, everybody know that one. Daniel, Mixon, Gilmore, Verona.
Right. So the score as it is, Truck Life on 500
Sunshine,
points.
Gilmore.
Mixon, 500 points. David, 600 points. Gilmore, 1,200 points. Empress, 2,100 points.
Okay, Sharon also came in with that.
All right.
Delco come out of basement. She claims a Ricardo and David answer long time.
Can you imagine?
It's not me, boss. Delco forced me. Okay, Tina Turner. So David is saying artist for 200. All right. What is Sheldon Lawrence's stage name? And these are Jamaican artists. So what is Sheldon Lawrence's stage name?
All right.
First, you have to figure out who is Sheldon Lawrence.
You have to figure out who is Sheldon Lawrence.
And what is his stage name? You know, you're saying a voice, but you can't whisper.
I don't know you're at
All right, I see them running in.
All right.
All right, let's reveal the answer. Who is Idona? So Idona's name is Sheldon Lawrence. And that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response, because all the people run out. Truck Life.
Truck Life.
First on the board with the correct response is Truck Life, then Empress,
how many
Mixon, 200.
200 points?
Mixon, Daniel, Ricardo. Daniel is still trying to hop up on the board.
All right. So the score as it is.
Truck Life say a wild guess.
Mixon on 500 points. Truck Life 700 points. David 600 points. Gilmore 1,200 points. Empress 2,100 points.
Okay, and Sharon came in with Idona as well.
Well, so far on the board, Empress looking really good.
All right.
Gilmore looking really good on the board. And the others are trailing 100 apart.
All right. Artist with 400 says Truck Life. So who is Mark Anthony Mary's? What is Mark Anthony Mary's stage name? Everybody run out on that one there. Everybody run out. Run out, roll out, skip out, dance out.
Angry. Hola, Tony. Let me see how I go on, sir. Who's what? Who's bugging band? Hold on.
He said, me can't spell check. I can't manage. No, sir. That crap me up. I type my time fast. I see the answer that I'm looking for, and it is who is Buju Banton? And that is for 400 points. No, Hush David, but me I forgot I like that one. Delete it.
Delete it.
Let me see. No, it not come out for this main screen. Who is bugging
Banto? Who is bugging Banto?
No, sir. Wait.
People don't see what David have there. Who is bugging Banto? Our names are short his names.
Anyway, he came in first because we know exactly what happened with that. We know exactly what happened with that. So he's going to get the points. Okay. We know the phone messed up.
Yeah, we are not. Remember, we are not grading as it relates to spellings. So,
all right.
Buggy Banto, get it.
All right. So first was David.
For now, it's David. First is Buggy Banto. Even get it.
And that was for what? 400 points.
David get a 400 points, sir?
Mm-hmm. Then, oh my goodness, because it deleted it, started showing. Then Truck Life, Mixing, Mr. Gilmore with Bongo. Then David again. Then him said, me hate spell check. Mixing said, David, you can't get that. No man can't get it. We know exactly what it was. And then Sharon, Mixing said, no, agree with that. Mixing said that no, I'm not for do with Buju. David said, and watch slackness. All right, David, choose the next category and for how many points. Ricardo protested and laughing. You have to go come out with placard and black road for that one, but David gone already. I don't know exactly what happened.
And gone to the gate with that. Buggy Banto.
All right, so Valentine's Day for 300. Children give these out on Valentine's Day. So children give these out on Valentine's Day. Oh my God. All right, I see the answer that I'm looking for, so I am not going to delay. So, what is Valentine cards? When they exchange Valentine's gifts at school, they give Valentine cards, and sometimes they give it with little sweets in it, in a bag. All right, so what is Valentine cards, or what is cards? So, and that was for 300 points. All right, so let's see who first came in with the correct response, and I already see it's Mr. Gilmore.
What?
Mr. Gilmore for
No,
300 points.
300 points?
Yes,
Really?
and then mixing Empress. Oh, she's saying check again. Hold on, let me refresh. Let me refresh and see. Empress is saying check again. Hold on. All right, 3. Oh, he's saying who is cards. Oh, that's why she's saying sorry, Mr. Gilling. You said who is. It should be what is.
Oh.
Cards. Yes, you should say what is. Sorry.
Oh.
So mixing gets it.
Oh,
400 points.
okay.
So mixing is on the board. Sorry, Mr. Gilmore. Oh, you have to say what is.
So mixing.
Mm-hmm.
How much points?
400.
400.
Yep. So mixing is
all right.
on
Mixing
the
now
board.
play this week on the board.
Then Empress.
Okay, so the score as it is, Truck Life on 700 points, Mixing 900 points, David 1,000 points, Gilmore still maintain 1,200 points, and Empress 2,100 points.
Hush, Mr. Gilmore. It's technicality. Just the who throw you off. It has to be what? If it's a person, then it's who. You say fire. Oh, how much you give? It's 300, you know.
For who? You said 400?
Sorry, it's 300. 300. Mr. Gilmore said bad mind. I'm laughing.
All right. So 800 points.
Mm-hmm. Baron, Ricardo said, Baron, stop ramp up with the points, you know.
I don't mean I ramp up with it, Ricky. So score as it is, let me give back that score. Truck Life 700 points, Mixing on 800 points. David 1,000 points. Daddy Gilly 1,200 points, and Empress 2,100 points.
All right, so they're choosing Valentine's for 400. The 3 most popular colors on Valentine's Day. The 3 most popular colors on Valentine's Day. Everybody run out on that. Ricardo said, no, me can't go up on the board. Okay, I see the answer that I am looking for. I can't believe. And I see blue on Valentine's Day, and I see green on Valentine's Day, apart from if they leave the leaf on the rose, on the roses. Seriously? Pink, white, and red. So if it's not red, you're getting something pink or white, and red or white or pink and white. So, and that's for 400 points. So let's see who
That's
first.
a big pointer there. So let us see who take away that.
All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response. Mixing say, hey, Empress, have me back, you know.
All right.
But of course, more fats. Oh my goodness. What is red, white, and pink? Truck Life.
Woo! Truck Life.
Then Empress.
What's the points for that, honey?
Ricardo, 400.
What?
Then Sharon. Verona didn't finish that one.
Okay, so
what's that means? Red and white makes pink.
All right,
yeah.
the score on the board is Mixing on 800 points, David 1,000 points, Truck Life 1,100 points, Daddy Gilmore 1,200 points, and Empress 2,100 points.
Okay, so Truck Life is saying artist for 100. Let's see. What is Leroy Russell Jr.'s stage name? What is Leroy Russell Jr.'s stage name? Leroy Russell Jr.'s stage name. Mixing, I wonder if he can get 1,000 points tonight. Well enough. They're supposed to can add up.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, so far, 5 persons on the board.
Much mixing the 800. What?
I'm mixing 800 points. So the answers are in.
I see the answers that I am looking for, and it is who is Tommy Lee. So Tommy Lee's name is Leroy Russell Jr.
Okay.
So who is Tommy Lee? And that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. No, Daniel, so you mess up yourself because you put what is. You should have had who is. So first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo, who is Tamale Sparta. Then
Ricardo just up on the board.
You know, you're on the board yet.
Ricardo just up on the board.
100 man. Then Empress, then Daniel.
How much points is that? 100?
Yes. Then Mixing.
I can't believe so Ricardo
said finally, shouting it out from on top of the hand till that is
for Empress dethrone Ricky.
100 boss.
Ricky na spike again.
That's a Ricky fall asleep and they never wake him up.
No, Empress dethrone him and make him fall asleep, man.
Yeah, Ricky got it. Ricardo 6 boss. And give me a blind. Look here, Ricardo, you want to string me up.
But what I know, you know, say Ricardo over 26 bars. You stay there.
Then
like you go 26 bars tonight, you know.
100 bars, Ricardo, 6 bars, Ricardo.
Chuck Life I say.
I don't know what they're going over this with Empress, but Empress says she feared no one, Mr. Gilmer. I fear only God himself.
All right.
And Sharon also came in. I think Sharon's thing is logging. All right. So
Sharon, do you need to refresh?
Yeah, she's logging. Sharon, refresh.
Sharon, refresh because it seems like you're logged, Sharon.
Ricardo said, I beg, don't call me name. And he's saying, follow the leader for 400. All right. The Jamaican $5,000 bill bear his image, whose image is on the $5,000 bill. So everybody run go check out them $5,000.
Yeah.
Everybody run go check out them $5,000 notes.
I can see who cash it.
Remember, Daniel, if it's the name of a person, you have to say who. All right, so I see the answer that I am looking for. Help me help you get on the board, you know, Daniel. You have to remember, keep focused. Things are places. What is? Name of people, who. All right, so who is you, Shara? And that is for 400 points. All right, let's see who first came in with the correct response. Oops. No. Go back up further. First on the board with the correct response is Ricardo. Hugh Shearer, then Truck Life, Mixin, Empress, Daddy Gilmore, but there's no Truck Life had what is. Daniel have what is. Truck Life said Money Man Ricardo, miss say. Empress, I'll give middle name.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta say big money we walk with, no small change. That is the keyboard now work with him.
So who won that? Who won that?
Ricardo, 400 points.
400 points? Oh, you had it already? You not had it yet?
No, I not had it yet. No, wait for you. So he's
all right, so the score as it is, Ricky Ricardo on 500 points.
That's easy.
Right, Mixing on 800 points, Truck Life on 1,100 points, David 1,000 points, and Gilmore on 1,200 points, and Empress 2,100 points.
Say up here, big score. People like to draw down tonight. No little dibby score.
Yeah.
All right. So Ricardo is saying follow the leader for 300. Believed by some to be Dudu's best friend, he resigned his office in 2011. Believed
by some
to
be Dudu's best friend.
He resigned his office in 2011. Who am I?
Who am I? Oh my goodness.
I see the answer that I am looking for, and it's fast rolling in, and it is who is Bruce Golden?
And you know, say Truck Life answer, but you know, put what is Bruce Golden?
Truck Life, and that him have?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. And we just reiterate, but I guess it's because it's common to just write what is more.
No, because some of them move fast sometimes.
Yeah, and the more practice to write. And then I guess because the system's so accustomed to the what, sometimes you put the who, it changes back.
Yeah.
All right, so that's for 300. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Oh, yeah, put what is. Okay, Mr. Gilmore have who is Golden, but him leave off Bruce. Ricardo have who is Bruce Golden. Who is Bruce Golden? Empress.
No, go and give it to Gilly.
Who is Bruce Golden? David. Who's Bruce Golden? Sharon. Okay. So, guys, Mr. Gilmore have Golding, but he left off Bruce. What say you?
I don't see that significant. Gilly get the points.
Okay.
So, how much for that?
300.
So, okay, so the points go to
okay, Mr.
Gilly.
Yeah.
So,
300.
300 to Gilly.
I have to ask them because you know, so them can really tone up them tone up boards.
Okay, so the score as it is, Mixing on 800 points, David 1,000 points, Chuck Life 1,100 points, Gilly on 1,500 points, Empress 2,100 points, and now call Ricardo name go 500 points he get.
I mean, how no bagger, so what I mean? Ricardo. Wonder if we can pass 1,000 in one jump.
Well, Ricardo, you sit at 500. And remember, you know, you have some hot hitters here. Mixing there on 800 points. David on 1,000 points. So far is only Empress and Gilly is away from the crowd and the mix-up.
Me want my points, Baron. What Ricardo talking about?
Ricardo, 500 points more for you, you know.
All right, so Mr. Gilmore, choose the next category and for how many points? Ricardo said I could have marked gold. I mean, in there protest like Dickens. Mr. Gilmore's category with 400. Okay, riddle. So riddle for 400.
Wow, give a bit hype on them.
What has words but never speaks? What has words but never speaks? What has words but never speak?
Interesting.
Excuse me. Right, I see the answer that I am looking for. So no delay. May I tell you, bad. What is a book? And that is for 400 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response.
British bad.
So, God have mercy over here, threatening violence. Oh, no come so. All right, you know what? We're going to split it.
What?
You know what? Make it go on. So, first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo. What is book?
Okay, how much points for that? 400?
Yeah, 400.
Okay. So there you go. Someone is in trouble right now. Mixing seems like he's now converted to $6. So
I'm saying get it back, so it's fine. Oh
the score as it is, I'm mixing on 800 points right now in the $6 run. David, 1,000 points. Short Life, 1,100 points. And Ricardo, 900 points. Gilmore, 1,500 points. And Empress in the lead, 2,100 points.
I forgot to get mixing at $6.
I don't understand. The one lady does a beat up the man them so. What foot man?
Ricardo said follow the leader for 200. He was the longest serving prime minister in Jamaican history. Run out upon that, people. He was the longest serving prime minister in Jamaican history. Everybody run out. Said just reach home. I need to put David in the $6 position. We're gonna make himself comfortable. Mixing. Said just reach home. You don't take 6, but try put I'm gonna put David in it. Now take $6 tonight. All right, so let's see. I see the answer that I am looking for, and it is who is PJ Patterson?
Right, Honorable PJ Patterson.
Right. PJ Percival
Patterson.
Well, James Patterson. And that is for 200 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Ricardo, 200 points. He's back, people. Ricardo is back. We just have to wait. We have to wake him up.
Ricardo is back. Boy, mixing. Boy, I can't smell the $6 cologne, you know. Boy, cologne, the smells strong. Mixing. The $6 cologne smells strong. Okay, so mixing on 800 points. David on 1,000 points. Short Life, 1,100 points. Ricardo, 1,100 points, tied with Short Life. Gilmore in second place, 1,500 points. And Empress in the lead, 2,100 points to spare.
Okay.
Board look really tight.
I'll tell you so.
And people, well, I mean, mixing still not a game, you know, because you have 300 points there, you have 500 points there. So mixing still in the game. The whole controversy here is caught up between Ricardo, Short Life, Mixing, and David. David on 1,000 points, Mixing on 800 points, Short Life on 1,100 points, Ricardo on 1,100 points. The only two exceptions were pretty much safe and sure to be on the board are Gilmore and Empress.
only because I don't want to walk up so many steps. I want
All right.
so many steps to go get the duct tape. All right, may I give you the glass and you give me my platform, please?
Okay, give it now.
There's the glass. I got
Yes, All right.
All right.
Here you go.
Okay, all right. So we have other persons coming in with PJ as well as everybody answered PJ.
All right.
So Ricardo's choosing follow the leader for 100.
Why Ricky in the groove?
The only prime minister to ever die in office. He shares name with a duck and even got an airport to land the duck in. So the only prime minister to ever die in office, he shares names with a duck and even got an airport to land the duck in. Name the person. All right, and I see the answer that I am looking for.
Yes.
On the furlong pole gallop. Chocolate said Ricardo is back and I don't like that. Ricardo said, Byron, don't call me name.
All right, Ricardo.
May have tone it down because you're in a loud tone of words. All right. Since this is serious. All right. So I see the answer. So who is Donald Sangster? Donald Sangster International Airport in Mobay.
So let us see how the players.
So that's for 100 points.
Feel out with this.
Baron, please let me announce the winners first, please. You see that all over my time? All right, so who is Donald Sangster? And the first person is David.
David.
Then
Gilmore, 100.
100. Then Truck Life. Ricardo. Sharon. Oh, no, not Sassy.
Wow.
Ricardo said, I know where Delco come from so quick.
I want to tell you now that you have 3 persons tied on the same points.
Really?
Yes, so we have Mixing on 800 points, Truck Life 1,100 points.
That's a Truck Life,
David and Ricardo 1,100 points, and Gilly 1,500 points, and Press 2,100 points. My.
No, Empress, not pass, you know. Somebody that try and overlook that one about Empress, bring it up, so we have to go back to it. We'll Mixing have Dulcelina.
Mixing a walk on with Dulcelina.
What is Dulcelina? You mean Dulcimina? Dulcimina, stop carrying from your child.
My goodness.
Oh, Dulcelina is one donkey where Gilmore was talking.
All right, you know what? Let us move on.
You know Dulcelina, no?
Let us move on.
The only thing we know close to that is Dulcimina grip. Them ugly grip from the
70s.
That was a child. If I have one Dulcimina, you know, I said, no, when you move or you travel.
Then can you look bossy with the Dulcimina group there? I think that
and your barefoot pads.
What?
Oh my God. All right, so who was supposed to choose again? Who was supposed to me lose my whole train of thought? So oh, David and his
David won the 100 points.
So he chose already for 500.
Okay.
Cupid's mother, goddess of love and beauty. What's her name? You had chosen 500 already, David. Put them in the sink. Cinderella. No, sir. Since I can, but I know. All right. I see the answer. That Esmeralda. Which fairy tale you thinking about? Chocolate. All right, so I see the answer that I'm looking for, and who is Venus? Goddess of love and beauty, and that's for 500 points. So let's see.
That's the last big points that is there on the board. 500 points is going. Let us see who's going to take that points.
All right. So let's see who first came in with the correct response. Empress.
All right.
Then David, Mixin. I don't know which fairy tale in jump from Cinderella to Esmeralda.
So
the warrior god.
So there we have it. Mixing on 800 points. David Chuck Life and Ricardo 1,100 points. Gilmore 1,500 points and Empress 2,600 points.
All right, Empress is finishing up Valentine's. So this flower is sold the most on Valentine's Day. This flower is sold the most on Valentine's Day. Oh, Gilmore said mix up him. Okay, I said goddess. All right, so I see the answer that I'm looking for, and what is roses? And that is for 100 points. So let's see who first came in with the correct. Truck life. All right, exercise. You get your steps in.
Who wins that?
So first on the board is David, and that's for 100 points. So what is Rose?
Okay.
And Truck Life, Empress, Sassy, Ricardo, Gilmore, Daniel. Oh no, Daniel put who is. Sharon. Ricardo said put thief.
So there you have it. Truck Life, Mixing on 800 points, Truck Life and Ricardo 1,100 points, David on 1,200 points, Gilmore 1,500 points, and Empress 2,600 points. Very good performance tonight from all of the
We are down to riddles.
Okay, riddle.
Yes, very good performance from everyone tonight. High scores. All right, so riddle for 300. What can you catch but not throw? What can you catch but not throw? Empress choose already because Empress knows that she can't throw. But me know say I go contest it. But me no know. So what is a cold? So you can catch a cold, but you cannot throw it, and that is for 300 points. So first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo said flu, Empress said cold. So what is a cold? Then Truck Life, Mixing.
Okay, so the thing is, flu and cold.
No, flu and cold is two different things, Baron.
Oh, okay. Well,
flu comes with a lot of symptoms.
Okay.
Cold is just running nose and sneezing and cough. Flu, body ache, fever, headache, you name it.
I think they were one of the same, but since you said
no, it's not the same as the Sassy backing me up, the future nurse too.
All right.
Okay. Sassy will soon join our fraternity. And she backing me up. All right, so Empress and David, Daniel, Sharon, everybody rolling. All right, so she's choosing no for 200.
So who got that?
Empress.
Cold, right?
Yes.
How many points?
300.
Shouldn't have to give Empress our points.
Then me never tell her to give her, me never tell her to hold it. All right, so 200 What gets wet while drying? What gets wet while drying? What gets wet while drying? Ricardo, surprise. Bomba, Baron, defend me. Rain must fall. Oh my God.
When I asked him to the one Ricardo.
Mixing says it's just not what Mystic looking for. No, mixing is two different things. A cold and flu is two different things. They come under respiratory symptoms, but they're two different things.
Well, that's wifey faculty, so I'm not going to argue with that.
All right, so what is tears? What is rain? Okay. All right, so the answer is what is a towel? What gets wet while drying? So it's drying you, it's getting wet. All right, so that's for 200 points. And
who got that?
Let's see. Everything mixed up now. Hold on, guys. I have to try and pick sense. See where I am at in terms of that question. God, I said, "Uno come go up." Ricardo talk about the same thing. All right, that's where it starts. All right, so first on the board with the correct response is Ricardo. What is towel? Then Empress, Daniel, Sassy.
So that's the last point on the board?
No, we have 100 left.
Oh.
Mixing semi give up. We're going to get a block, a 6 bars block for your mixing.
So 100 points for Ricardo? Which points?
200.
200? You want to take one now?
No, it looks so you're defending on one and then take 1 points on the other. Oh, it's frozen.
Okay, so all right, Ricardo winning that point simply means you must say no, the mix-up business.
That's a bad mind.
So then, mixing 6 bars, 800 points, and Short Life 1,100 points, David 1,200 points. Gilmore, second runner-up, 1,500 points. Empress, 2,900 points. Vicky Ricardo escaped the mix-up. And the Pasa 1,300 points. All right.
Empress said, if it should have Ricky, Getty, mixing say, if you no say 6, no girl no want, oh no. No girl no
there
want.
You go.
And Sharon also came in with, I think Sharon's internet is lagging. Mofat, so yeah, Empress, okay.
So third, still can't put the third person yet. 100 points there.
All right.
And
all right, so the last one on the board. What has to be broken before you can use it? What has to be broken before you can use it? Let me tell us, I can't hold them.
Not so.
Well, you have to be broken before you can be used. Makes sense. So what is love? Oh my goodness. This is a secret. Person, no, sir. Can me see your answer long time? All right, I see the answer that I am looking for. It is what is egg? So you have to break an egg before you can use it, and that's for 100 points. And that cleans the board.
That cleans the board.
So
and who
let's
is
see
the
who
winner for
first
that?
came in with the correct response. All right. Ricardo, 100 bars.
What?
So 100 more points.
Which makes him
Ricardo.
in third place.
So we don't have a tie anymore. Do I
No.
need to do? Oh, I don't need to do a tiebreaker. Okay,
No.
good.
So we're good.
I'll be through and we need to fix the net or something.
Eh?
Congratulations to all the winners, says Sassy. What do you mean by your let me go back up and see what they're talking about.
Fix the internet?
Oh, it's some people internet lagging.
Okay.
Mixing up blame David, so the one David caused it for him. I'm gonna play the blame game. All right, so I'm gonna take the board off. There we go. It's warm in here. Face shine. Tara saying congratulations to the winners. You say congratulations to hubby, made it to the board with strong points too.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Gilmore. Mr. Gilmore, now step up on the board and jump up on the board. You're impressed.
Okay,
2 or 3 weeks on straight, man. Tell you.
For all the beneficiaries of tonight's game, as it relates to those credits, as follows: Empress in first place, she yielded 2,900 points. Gilmore in second place yielded 1,500 points. Ricardo, third place, 1,400 points. David, 1,200 points. Chuck Life, 1,100 points. A tight game tonight. Very, very competitive game. Right? So.
Okay, so congratulations again to everyone. Congratulations. Yes. And well played game by everyone. So thank you as usual for making Jeopardy the fun that it always is. Boy, I must say, if me not laugh during the week, me sure I laughed up on Friday.
All right.
Trust me. Oh my, do Selena Gilmore kick on the foot for a mixing. All right, so Empress is saying it's 2 or 3 straight weeks that she's been winning. I think so. Yeah, 3 weeks.
But
today's the third.
If you remember, even in I think a couple months, Empress did have a series of, not, performing with our strength. But again, now here it's a total conversion. Empress, right? 3 weeks.
And this is Empress 3.0 because she
consistently
had a time when she
exactly,
and then she come back and then I think this is 3.0 now.
Empress winning streak. All right. Then you have the Ricardo, and then at one point you have Chuck Life. You remember? Because Chuck Life, I think Chuck Life carried.
Yeah, if you start to give Chuck Life a blare a pass now, because Chuck Life was babysitting today. I remember him have a brand new baby girl just entered the world, so he was babysitting on the line.
All right, Sir Chuck Life.
Sunshine was here as well.
Yes. So, very good performance, as we say, and really enjoying it, honestly.
All right, so they're putting in the numbers. So let me go back and see before it run away. Tara said, "Me back foot, me never see that. Big up yourself, hubby."
You mean? Yeah, man, hubby come in second, Tara. Right? Boy, like, hubby go borrow some fast finger tonight.
So David is saying it's 791 flow number.
Okay, David.
791. I think Empress threw something in there. Says
876.
No, 894 digi for Empress.
Hold on there.
791 flow for David.
And Empress?
894 digi.
894 digi.
And Mr. Gilmore, you'll have to
and Daddy Gilly
text Baron the number or send it to him on IG.
Text me a number, Gilly, where you want me to send the credit to. right? So
So
or
give me a
WhatsApp me or
Jamaican
something
number.
like that.
So if you have somebody in Jamaica,
Or if you
want
have
to give
somebody in
the
Jamaica that you
credit,
want to give the credit to, send the number to me so that person can be in receipt of his or her credit.
all right. Empress just struck life. I think you beat me with no hands. Oh my goodness. Mr. Gilmore say, yes, Tara, your husband sell off. Mixing us on the other hand.
Very good, very good performance from Gilly. Coming in second place. That is really good.
Oh, Ricardo said we need to give Truck Life its title. We have to say no, Mr. Truck Life.
Mr. Truck Life. Mr. Truck Life, he deserve it.
I sound like Hannibal Lecter Wells.
I was sleep with one of my eye open.
But I told them sleep with the two of them open.
Hannibal Lecter.
I'm feeling for brains tonight.
Oh jeez.
Okay, Ricardo is remained the same. I know Ricardo.
All right. So.
All right, guys. So we have come to the end. Remember, Ricardo talk about after party. We want to go back to bed now.
Yeah. Well, for persons in the chat, remember now, we have February 9th. Looking forward to have an understanding as it relates to the Donnelly's case. So our eyes will be very focused, right? And the mission still remain the same, and the zeal still remain the same. So coming next Friday, right? We'll be definitely revisiting the Donnelly's case. So prepare for that. All right. Because we are not going to keep silent about that. And anticipating another energy where that is concerned.
Okay, guys, and continue praying for Miss Love and her family and all of Donnelly's friends.
All right.
Because,
so
it's going to be another time where you're going to have a lot of feelings and emotions and everything coming up again, and they're going to need the strength and stuff to go through because, our justice system is not the best. So we're going to need...
You are Ricardo said, Byron, next Friday, I'm an overnight shift, so pause until the following week. Yes.
You better try and swap your shift with somebody like I always have to, because I have to swap my shift. I was supposed to work days today. I had to swap it now. I'm ending up working night tomorrow.
Ricardo, we have to sail the ship. We have to sail the ship.
Okay, Sharon is saying justice for my little cousin Donnelly. Yes, justice.
Yes, of course.
Have to.
So we'll be definitely following up on the Donnelly's case, and there are some issues that I'll be bringing forward if between now and that time that
we'll see what unfolds on Thursday.
We'll see what unfolds, but there are some issues that I want to bring across and making sure that's why I'm doing the necessary research and bringing forward the facts so that people can see them. All right.
Yes, justice. We need justice.
Of course.
The judiciary system needs to be cleaned up.
All right. So
yes, he is. That's where he belongs.
Okay.
But he wanted Christmas out because his little girl missing. What about Miss Love?
So
right out order.
He want Christmas out. Right.
I don't know when the Slakiana one is coming up. Or Ricardo said, Baron, they're gonna make it start acting up again.
Okay. No, I mean to figure on the mic. Talk on the mic. That's it.
Oh, we don't know. So
Baron, look at the mic.
May I tell you about Christmas out? British in British. Okay, saying it's fine. No, apparently was making that sound again. You went a bit
too
close to it.
close.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm going to release you guys because it's still early for us. It's 9:34 p.m. here, so it's 11:34 p.m. there. So I am going to say good night and really. Oh, Tara said, is a slap in one with Christmas tree. Oh my goodness. Okay, may I tell you? So I'm going to say good night and really appreciate you guys for coming and still being here despite the late hours. Really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. She said there. I think they will start protesting next week. Okay,
also.
so we will join online because we're always online checking it out. Even the other day when they had the issue with the kids, I came home from work in the morning, but I was on the live with Andre. I didn't plan it, but I was watching and watching.
So no doubt, for next week Friday, that's where my focus will be as it relates to Donnelly's case, right? Every energy will be placed there. So that's it.
Yeah, so we will look and see what Andrea has planned and definitely tune in and we'll be supporting in the background. So
all right.
Yes, guys. So again, we don't take you guys for granted. Really appreciate you guys inviting us into your homes virtually and spending time with us on a Friday. You could have been doing other stuff, but you chose to be here, and we really love and appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, we're gonna say stay safe, stay blessed, walk good, stay safe on the gravel.
And have a wonderful weekend,
and
everyone.
And productive
right?
week.
And please, be alert. We understand how the thing go. Right? I wish you all, right, to be safe. All right? Thank you all for coming and joining us.
All right, I'm writing them down, guys. So, peace. Stay safe. Be blessed. Bye.
All right.
We'll inbox you. Okay, Sharon.
Okay, Sharon. Okay. All right.